So here we are at this grand adventure again. How's it going, guys and girls? Hello, YouTube. It's good to be back. We have made a change. Because I don't like to be one that beats a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? What I was doing on the Twitch just wasn't working. And I felt like it wasn't working. I felt like I wasn't growing. And I didn't just want to sit on my hands with it. So, we gonna give this a shot. Because, as I was told, and I do firmly believe this, I think it is better to focus in one area than it is to focus on multiple. Because with the YouTube crowd, which I do have a higher subscriber count, it is how 99% of you found me in the first place. I think having one less barrier of entry for all of you will benefit everybody better in the long run. So, I've never done, well, Khan has always told me, no, you pretty much have done a podcast before when you sit there and discuss things and whatnot. So I guess that's what this is. I don't know. But we do have some things to talk about. All of them pertaining to World of Warcraft. Now, this is not going to be a crap on Warcraft. This is not going to be a crap on Warcraft type of talk here. So, there are some very interesting things that are developing with World of Warcraft right now. And we're going to talk about a few of them. One of them being the fact that they have called their shot ahead of time with the next expansion reveal being on April 19th. Then we will talk about the fact that they have confirmed that in May they're going to tell us something about a Warcraft mobile game reveal. And then the last little thing I want to talk about is something that's still fresh on everybody's mind, and that is the fate of Arthas. One Arthas Menethil. Who's that guy? I don't know, some loser, long hair, killed a bunch of folks because he had, daddy issues and whatnot, and then his girlfriend left him, and, I don't know, some loser, I guess. I don't know. But, with that being said, this is just going to be very simple. It's going to be a very simple setup here. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's just going to be me, the camera, Mike, and all of you. Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening, UK, Europe crowd. Good morning, everybody over in the West. How y'all doing? So, let's go ahead and just get right to it right here. First thing was this. The World of Warcraft Twitter account posted this little roadmap right here, which was the spring of 2022, which is, well, if you're in Mississippi, it already feels like it is there. It already feels like it's there, and oh my God, So, they've said on March 15th, they will reveal their next expansion for Hearthstone, which, unlike StarCraft and Diablo in Heroes of the Storm, is actually still making them a decent amount of money. But when you have a digital card game where you can, spend money to buy packs and stuff like that, of course it's going to make you money. Now, to its credit, Hearthstone is a very good game. It is. It is a very good card game. That cannot be denied. I mean, it still has a very big Twitter base and stuff player base. It still has a very, very big player base. It really does. Like, that honestly cannot be denied. It really can't. And it's kind of astonishing that, I guess it is, and I guess it isn't. It's kind of astonishing, but I guess it's also kind of, interesting that that Hearthstone has been able to hang on this long, I've kind of been out of the scene of it myself for quite some time now. And I will say that I will say that when I initially got into it, I had a lot of fun with it. Won't lie. It was a good card game. Had some fun with it. But then I kind of fell to the wayside with it once they started doing other expansions. I came back and tried it a couple of years ago, and then I've kind of been out of it since then because unfortunately I am one of those that when it comes to a money sink kind of a game, which it does have those things to it, I can fall into that trap very quickly. But there are a lot of people that still love Hearthstone. And who knows, I might give it another shot at some point. I ran, back with some of y'all might remember this, I ran the Rogue deck back in the day. The original, some of y'all might remember this, the Cleave Rogue deck and whatnot, and mass summoning, the Defias, characters and stuff like that. So it was a very fun deck. And the design of the game is very, very, very interesting. So we are going to see that next expansion reveal for this game in the next 8 to 7 days and whatnot. So a week and a half-ish, something like that. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see, about a week and a day and whatnot. Of course, 3 days, 3 days after that, we have the Arena World Championships. And I will say, to this day, probably still the best thing World of Warcraft has going for it is still its PvP. I hear from players all the time, because I'm still in the game myself, because my expansion still is not, or not my expansion, my subscription has still not run out. With WoW, it's because through the generosity of people have just given me time in WoW over the years, and that's just been very sweet of them. Even now, and when I go in, I still see a lot of my friends in there. Then they're not doing the raid content. They're PvPing, and to this day, people still say that the PvP in World of Warcraft is still very good. It's still very, very good. I think really the only thing that still hinders the game, and it does hinder World of Warcraft to an extent, as far as PvP is concerned, is there's so many things that they've thrown in there. There's so many borrowed powers and everything else. It's like, well, it used to be, especially you guys and gals that have played World of Warcraft for the longest time, so many of us can remember how back in the day it used to be the simplest thing in the world. Queue for a battleground. Gain honor, buy PvP gear with honor. If you wanted the big dog gear, if you wanted that big dog, PvP gear, then you had to do the rated stuff. It used to be a very simple process. You either did rated battlegrounds or you did, arenas. That was how you got the currency needed for that. And other than that, you could just queue up for battlegrounds with friends. It used to be a very simple thing, and there weren't really a lot of outside sources that you really had to worry about and manage and things of that nature. But now it's like, you got to get your legendary. And that takes Torghast, which I will say, farming Torghast now that you can just farm it over and over and over again, which honestly they should have done at the very beginning. That would have, honestly, I think that would have solved everybody's gripe. I think that would have solved everybody's gripe when it came to Torghast. If you could just farm it at the very beginning over and over and over and over and over again, like as much as you wanted, it'd be fine. And that's why I hated it. And then when I found out that you could just farm the same layer over and over and over again, especially with a rogue, being able to stealth through it and just bum rush the bosses and stuff like that, get a few powers and then just kill them, it made farming up soul ash and stuff like that trivial. Plus, it made getting renown very quick as well. So there is that. So like I said, if they had done that from the beginning and made progressing up Torghast just an optional thing and not this big, oh, you got it if you want to get that real good stuff, Honestly, I wish they would have just done that instead of, oh, you did this one layer? Oh, that's great. Now you can't do it again for another week. I hate that, and I think that's very stupid, and I think they shot themselves in the foot with that. And then, there's the conduits, and then there's, getting renown up, and then there's all this other stuff. and managing your anima and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, me and I think so many people can agree that it's just it's too much. It's too much, especially when it's stuff for like PvP that you still have to do. You still have to do conduits. You still got to get renown up. You still got to go get that anima. You got to get all this stuff. And it's like, oh my God, people just want to log in and play the game and not have a chore list. Like, holy crap, dude. Holy crap. It's too much. Even then, though, at the end of the day, people still say PvP is still very fun in the game, But, that the thing is, so the thing with that is, PvP is still good. And plus the Arena World Championships are very fun to watch. And then we come really to the meat of the first topic. I know that was a big, thing we just went on right there. Then we come to the meat of the first topic I'm going to talk about today on this podcast. And if I hope I do this podcast thing correctly here. This is a new venture for me. So thank y'all for your support and thank y'all for your patience as well. They have called their shot. On April 19th, the next World of Warcraft expansion will be revealed, which probably means that we will see the next World of Warcraft expansion either late summer or I'm going to guesstimate maybe September-ish, somewhere around there. Just because, they announced it in April, that's April, May, June, July, 4-5 months later, August, September. So it's, within a 4 to 5 month gap radius there. Hopefully they don't make people wait too long, but it pretty much did confirm what everybody, even if it's just by a little bit, it did confirm what pretty much everybody suspected, especially the fact that, the current patch in World of Warcraft is only up to 9.2. Shadowlands is ending early. Even like I said, even if it's just by a little bit, Shadowlands compared to other expansions, Shadowlands is ending early, and even on the content range of things, it is ending early. Because you can look back on past expansions, even Warlords of Draenor in their final patch with Hellfire Peninsula, Ten Jungle out there, it still had a wealth of content you could do. Even Mr. Pandaria in its final patch, introducing the Timeless Isles, you still had a wealth of content that you could do. There might have been a large gap between, the final patch and the next expansion with Warlords of Draenor, but you still had a wealth of content. You really did. And so, there was that. But and here we are, only 2 patches in after the initial launch, and Shadowlands is coming to an end, And I think everybody can say, or most people can say, some people enjoy it, which is fine. That's their pleasure, whatever. But majority of the player base has said in one resounding voice, this has not been a good expansion. This has not been a good expansion. This has not been a good expansion. In fact, this has been, if anything, this has been a lesson in that this is honestly, I think they need to take this as a lesson of, if you're going to tell a story, you need to do way better work and actually pay attention to your lore, which so many people now have such a distrust of them when it comes to telling a story and abiding by their lore, because they've changed so much, and I've said a while back, when it comes to World of Warcraft, if you want to acknowledge things in your old lore, that's fine. Acknowledge them all you want, but when it comes to utilizing them and stuff like that, you can keep them in mention and build things off of that old lore. But as far as changing things in that old lore, they honestly had no business doing that. They really had no business doing that. And I think everybody probably could have been, even though we've had controversies with Sylvanas and everything else in the lore, I think people would have maybe not been as hard if they had left out the one, really, in my opinion, the one really stupid inclusion of making the jailer behind everything. Just adding just adding that detail alone of making the jailer the big, mind behind everything, the great manipulator, the devil incarnate, just making him that, and he not even being a character that was even mentioned, not even once in prior books, expansion stories, anything. The jailer was never mentioned once. And yet we, the players, are supposed to believe that he is the great puppet master behind everything, from Arthas's corruption to Sylvanas' corruption to the Defias killing Varian's wife by throwing a brick, to Sargeras, the ultimate bad guy in World of Warcraft that has been built up for so long from the Warcraft games. The big bad in Sargeras. Oh, he was just a puppet. Even the old gods, just a puppet. Everything was a puppet for this one bald, handsome Squidward nipple monster that, in a large, resounding voice, the player base has utterly rejected this character. They have rejected this character. The World of Warcraft player base, 99.9% of them, because you always got to leave that 0.1. The World of Warcraft player base absolutely detests the jailer. They detest him, and quite frankly, the sooner they dispose of him and get rid of him and even, just never mention him again, the sooner the better. This character in the jailer has been a flop. It's been an utter flop. Nobody likes him. And if you say you like him, I'm sorry, So that's where we're at thus far, That's where we're at thus far with Shadowlands. But the speculation of what is coming next has not been a quiet affair. Many people still think that the leaks, and you always have to be careful with leaks, that the next expansion is going to be something to do with the Dragon Isles. Now, there really hasn't been anything in game pointing to that. Of course, there's always going. I do believe they will do a pre-patch, pre-expansion patch and whatnot, leading the players into the events of what is to come. But I honestly cannot say that I cannot say with any confidence that I believe this leak. I don't know what's pointing at that. It would be an interesting thing to look into. I will say this when it comes to the next expansion, and I say this as a personal wish list. I almost say this as a personal wish list as far as what do I want to see with the next World of Warcraft expansion. The number one thing, and I think a lot of people can agree with this, the next thing that I want to see from the next World of Warcraft is just go back to the world in Warcraft. I'm so tired of being off-world. I'm so tired of being in the realm of the ethereal and the dead. I'm tired of this. It's like the World of Warcraft, its very name signifies where, the batch of this content and this story and the experience is supposed to be, and that's supposed to be the world of Warcraft. And for a year and a half now, the player base has not been in the world of Warcraft, because when you play your card in a story that involves, especially fantasy, when you play the card, well, of course, fantasy, of dealing with the afterlife, you have to be very careful when you play that card. Because when you play that card, it's hard to top that. It's very, very hard to top that. It's almost like when science fiction really started to become a big thing, like in movies and stuff like that. It was kind of hard to, it's like Star Wars. Star Wars blew up and just set, Like, this is the bar when it comes to sci-fi movies, when the first Star Wars movie popped up back in the 70s. And for the longest time, when it came to that kind of presentation and quality and things of that nature, it took the longest time for something to top it. But when you get into the realm of your story and your lore, and especially when it comes to video games, your gameplay, when it comes to putting in the afterlife, a heaven and hell, purgatory, whatever you decide to go with, when you drop that bomb, you drop that freaking bomb. And it's hard to come back for that, especially when the player base has said for the longest time that feeling like a boss is fun. But sometimes the player base doesn't always want to be a god slayer, if that makes any sense, you know. Even in, I have to make a comparison here. The Warrior of Light in Final Fantasy XIV is almost the equivalent of what you would consider a god slayer, you know, the icon slayer, the primal slayer. You know, we fight literal, you know, godlike beings, you know, in the realm of Final Fantasy XIV. But the thing is, the Warrior of Light in Final Fantasy XIV, one, they're not invincible at all. They can be killed and can be proven that they can be overpowered and outmatched, and thus commences the journey to, you know, grow more powerful, to grow more experienced, things of that nature and whatnot, you know. So there's that. And then, you know, even then, it's not, even like say, for example, in I mean, well, I'll just say it. Heaven's Word. When we fight Thordon, you know, a very powerful, you know, primal that the main villain, you know, fused with and whatnot and became the embodiment of. But even then, you know, through our sheer will and determination and our, you know, affiliation with Hydaelyn, you know, we were able to topple them. But it's not like, you know, we stay these powerful god slayers, because at the end of the day, the Warrior of Light is just that. They're not this immortal being. They're still very much a mortal being of flesh and blood that can be killed, especially if you were playing in Shadowbringers. And this is a little bit of a spoiler right here in Shadowbringers. There is a glimpse of a future, an alternate timeline where the Warrior of Light is killed. And thus it springs off into a complete alternate timeline that's still within the timeline of 14, still very much exists. So even then, you know, and also, you know, they prove this in Wrath of the Lich King with World of Warcraft. You know, that the heroes of Azeroth, the champions of Azeroth, when you know, the champions of the Argent Crusade and whatnot, you know, the champions of the Horde and the Alliance, when they went to fight, you know, Arthas atop Icecrown Citadel, Arthas defeated them. They were defeated. He completely wiped the floor with them and one-shotted them. And everybody that played Wrath of the Lich King or has been through Icecrown Citadel remembers this. It was a very hard-fought battle against the Lich King at the top of Icecrown Citadel, but in the end, the Lich King defeated the champions. He defeated them. And not just defeated them, he killed them. He killed them. We lost the battle against the Lich King at the top of Icecrown Citadel because the Lich King was that much of an indomitable force. And the only reason that we came out of that fight and were were brought back to life and finally defeated him was because of the intervention of Tyrion Fordring. But if Tyrion had not been there, or if Tyrion had failed to shatter Frostmourne, that would have been the end of it. That would have been the end of the Champions of Azeroth's journey. That would have been the end of their journey. You know, they would have become, you know, champions of the Scourge, and the Scourge would have ran over the rest of Azeroth and, you know, awaited the return of the Burning Legion, and, you know, it goes off into a whole new thing. Part of me even wants to kind of see that timeline a little bit, to be honest with you. But it did show something about our characters in World of Warcraft. As powerful as we are, there are forces we cannot overcome. And the Lich King was one of them. But now, you know, and we didn't even, if you really even think about it, we didn't even really defeat Deathwing. Thrall did. We didn't kill Garrosh at all at the end of Mist of Pandaria. We didn't even really kill. Gul'dan didn't die until Legion, but even then we didn't kill Gul'dan. Illidan did, and so we there's a lot of these big bosses, and we're built up to be these god slayers, but then the moments that we actually do, it's like we're built up to be these god slayers, but then we don't end up being the one to kill the gods. And I think however, I will say this: I think the biggest enemy that is the biggest exception to this are the old gods. I think one of the biggest exceptions to this is the old gods. Because even then, we didn't really, even though according to old god lore and whatnot, we only killed a physical manifestation of Cthulhu and Yogg-Saron. N'Zoth is dead. We fired a hype beam laser at N'Zoth, and that bulging scrotum of an old god is dead. He is dead. We lasered him in his realm, and he is dead. So we've killed a god. So we are capable of killing gods, and I think a lot of people, with these godlike powers that we have just been given over these last couple expansions, and championing the forces of life and death and stuff like that, and now the player base is about to kill the embodiment of the devil in the jailer, even though the jailer's a robot. I think a lot of people are ready to go back to a simpler time with World of Warcraft, a simpler experience, and it could be the Dragon Isles. It could be, who knows? It's kind of hard to say. A lot of people are pointing to the fact that it could be the Dragon Isles. But I think at the end of the day, I think the World of Warcraft player base, I know myself included, I think we're tired of being champions, and we're ready to go back to just being adventurers, because that's where it all began with World of Warcraft, and that was also their peak prime years. That was their peak prime years when their player bases were at their biggest. When they weren't these almighty, godlike, god-slaying champions, they were just adventurers. And eventually they did become champions, especially by Wrath of the Lich King, but by then it was earned. But the thing that made it much more humbling and also much more relatable was the fact that your character was an adventurer. And I'm not saying that World of Warcraft, as far as their narrative, needs to go in the direction that is Final Fantasy XIV, because then if you do that, then you're no longer World of Warcraft. You are Final Fantasy XIV, and there's nothing wrong with having a story dedicated to these characters like Thrall and Sylvanas and Jaina. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, people love that. That's been a staple of the franchise since the Warcraft games. With these same characters that I've just listed. But when it comes to our characters, I think people are ready to go back to a simpler experience, less doors of entry to get through as far as time-gated content. They need to knock that off. Time-gated content, with the way that they've done, especially in Shadowlands, has just been an absolute ball buster. It has been an absolute ball buster, and quite frankly, it has no business being there. And things like that, and just go and make the world fun to explore again. If they're not going to make a new zone to explore, and I'll end on this note when it comes to talking about the next expansion. If they're not going to make a new zone, which I personally don't think they should, I think they should do something bolder. Make the world the new zone. And by that, I mean update everything. Every zone, every city, every capital, every quest. Update everything to the current point in time where World of Warcraft is currently at with its current story. It's time to... They keep talking about how Shadowlands is, the end of this great epic saga. That is World of Warcraft. Wonder where they got that, terminology from. But if they're honestly serious about committing to that idea, I think the boldest thing they could do, and I said this about Cataclysm, I think the boldest thing they could do is update the entire world. Let's get out of these Cataclysm zones. Don't worry about the don't worry about the old expansions at this point. Make them optional. I think having the old expansions to play through, or experience like the Burning Crusade quest lines, Wrath quest lines, stuff like that, keep it optional. But I think the main quest line now, the main leveling experience in World of Warcraft, should be an update to the quest lines, the appearances, the characters, and everything else in the world that is Azeroth. Do that instead of making a new zone that's now your end zone. I think that could be a very bold approach. And I think it would refresh the game. Because while everybody was not a big fan of Cataclysm, let's be honest, by the time Cataclysm was coming out, the world did need an update. Because by that point we had gone through, Vanilla and Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. We had gone through 3 expansions, almost 5 to 6 years of the same zones over and over and over again. And for WoW, as far as the way that World of Warcraft is designed, I thought it was a very bold approach that they took. I thought it was a very, very bold approach that they took when it came to updating the world with the Cataclysm. In fact, I even applauded it. I even applauded them taking such a bold approach and updating the world, with the events that were going on with the Cataclysm. I applauded it. I thought it was a very bold approach. I thought it was a cool thing to do, And it made sense. A Cataclysm, see, from a narrative standpoint, here's another reason why I applauded it with Cataclysm. One second. Excuse me. I thought from a narrative standpoint with Deathwing, causing the cataclysms and shaking the very, geometrical foundations that was Azeroth, it made sense, It made sense to update the world in that aspect, And Stranglethorn and things like that in those zones back then, of course they were great. Of course they were memorable. They were wonderful. But from a narrative standpoint with the Cataclysm, I thought it was a cool, bold idea. Because, and this is just me personally, but by that point in time, I was so tired of doing the same quests over and over and over again. I was so tired of it. I wanted something new. And it did. For me and for a great deal of people, it felt like, it was refreshed. Now, of course, the counter argument to that is, well, that's when the subs started to fall off. And yes, that's true. That is very true. That cannot be denied. But I also think, and I will say this about Cataclysm as well, the main problem with Cataclysm, I think one of the biggest problems with Cataclysm was this. It had to follow Wrath of the Lich King. I think that is a thing that it had the unfortunate fate of following Wrath of the Lich King. Because let's be honest, anything that would have followed Wrath of the Lich King was never going to fill those boots. Like, I'll use 14 as an example. I am not saying Stormblood was a bad expansion, because it wasn't. It wasn't. Stormblood was a very good expansion. Majority of the 14 player base, what will they always say? Before Shadowbringers came out, what did they always say? Heavensward was the best expansion. And up until that point, yes, it was. It was very much. It very much was. It very, very, very much was. I've several people in my chat right now saying they love Stormblood. Oh, I did too. I thought Stormblood was very good. I thought it offered fantastic content. I will say I think the MSQ was a little stronger. I thought the MSQ was a little stronger in Heaven's Word, and I think a lot of people agree with that. Plus, Heaven's Word was very powerful at gut punching us in the feelings that we're so accommodated with Final Fantasy XIV at this point. So, closing this talk about what I want to see with the next expansion, it could be Dragon Isles. It could be Gnomeregan. It could be the Titan is a giant chicken. The Titan soul of the entire world is just a giant chicken. I personally would like to see an update to the entirety of the world and have that be the focus, especially since they're pushing this narrative that, this is a new beginning. Well, if it's a new beginning, let's see some new stuff. Not just a new zone, new everything. Go, and honestly, at this rate, with the rate that the players are leaving their game, a bold approach like this might honestly be the smartest thing they could do. Just saying. So the next thing I want to talk about is this little number right here. And it was back over here in May. Coming up in May. Right here. In May, we don't have a date or anything like that yet. We just know, it is within that month. They are going to do a mobile game reveal. For Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft. Now, this could mean this could mean several things. This could be a mobile pet battler for WoW. This could be, some kind of condensed variation of what World of Warcraft is on mobile. Or this could be that the Warcraft games are getting and by those I mean the RTSs, Warcraft 1, 2, 3, Humans and Orcs, Reign of Chaos, Frozen Throne, stuff like that. It could be those games are getting ported to mobile. Which, if that were the case, I will say when it comes to mobile gaming, in the past I have been very hard on mobile games. I've been very, I don't like them, And it wasn't so much that there were games on phones. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. It's not so much the fact that there's video games on phones, It's not the fact that there's video games on phones. It was the business practices behind them and them having predatory, style things with microtransactions and things like that, because that kind of behavior also bled into console gaming and PC gaming, that kind of behavior with the monetization of mobile games, that predatory microtransaction style, business dealing bled into the other markets of the video game industry. And you've seen just about every company utilize this. Square Enix has utilized it. Capcom's done it. EA is notorious about it. Ubisoft is notorious about it. I believe I said earlier, Capcom has done it. Activision obviously has done it, and then there's the gacha games, stuff like that. But I will say this: some games that were that started as primarily mobile, and some of them have come to PC. There was a little game called Mega Man X Dive or Rockman X Dive outside of the States. It is a gacha video game that does have those gacha things in it and whatnot. But when I was playing it, I discovered the quality of fun that could be had with these games. And you could still have a very high quality of fun with these kinds of games and not spend a penny. And I can say with Mega Man X Dive that I've been able to level up my characters, level up my weapons, run challenges and bosses and stages and stuff like that, and progress in the game. And I have not spent a penny of actual real life money. So I will say the mobile market can be very hit and miss when it comes to, the monetization of it. Now, what they could be planning with this, and I do want to stress that they they did list it as Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft. And I take that very literally because here's listed World of Warcraft and here's just listed Warcraft on their Twitter post. I think, I honestly think what could possibly happen is either ports of Warcraft, of the original 3 Warcraft games, which I think would be a good thing to do, or it could be that Warcraft 4 could be coming to mobile. Now, I know where people are going to immediately go with this, and it's Diablo Immortal all over again. And I would have to agree if that's what they're doing with a new Warcraft game specifically on mobile. If they do a new numerical Warcraft that is only on mobile, I think it could anger the fans. Now, what I would say, if they do decide to do this, I think, because look, at the end of the day, they're a business. They want to make money. I get it. I get it. But I think what could be a good exchange, or a fair trade or whatever, release it on mobile and release it on Steam, or maybe, or if not Steam, well, obviously not Steam, but, PC is what I meant. Release it on PC. Do it on both. I think people would have less of a problem if it was released on both platforms, if this is indeed a new numerical Warcraft RTS. I think people would be a little more lenient to them. They've got to have money. Of course they do. Of course they've got to have money. Because at the end of the day, they are a business. I think people, and I've said this about Diablo Immortal. I think people would have been less hard on Diablo Immortal if they said it was also coming to PC as a little something to tie people over until Diablo 4 came out, or until they re-released Diablo 2. I think people would have been a lot more open and receptive to it if they had taken that approach. And the reason why I hope they don't overly monetize this game is because, one, people are getting sick of seeing this in their Activision Blizzard games. They're getting sick of seeing it. But two, I really hope that they don't make the same mistake again and think, oh yeah, Warcraft 4 only on mobile. If they do that, then they are going to risk alienating their player base even more, because majority of the Blizzard games, when it comes to Diablo, StarCraft, obviously World of Warcraft, Overwatch, majority of these player bases, with a few exceptions here or there, majority of these player bases are on PC. Hearthstone is a good example. In fact, Hearthstone is a very good example of, you can be on mobile and PC and coexist and still work just fine. Like, people I remember when Hearthstone was coming out, people didn't have a problem with the fact that it was on both, that it was on phones, that it was on tablets, and that it was on PC. People didn't seem to have a problem with this. I certainly didn't, and I know I didn't, because my first encounter with Hearthstone actually was on my Android tablet that I had at the time. I played it on my tablet, and it was a nice thing to take everywhere. Like when I was on breaks at work at GameStop, it was a nice thing to have. And I wasn't, really that upset about, Hearthstone being multi-platform between mobile and between PC. So if they are going to do this with a potential Warcraft 4, I think they should do the same thing that they did with Hearthstone. You want to put it on mobile? That's fine. Put it on the PC as well, and have it be cross-play, cross-progression, and I think people will be a lot more open and receptive to it as well. Now, with that being said, as far as what I think the mobile things are going to serve, I do want to now talk about something that is kind of now getting into the realm of controversial. And that has to do, we talked about him a moment ago. And that has to do with a one Mr. The wisp, the wisp, the will o' the wisp, formerly known as Arthas Menethil. People were extremely divided on this. They were extremely divided on this. Some people thought it was an okay ending. Some people thought it was a slap in the face that is the legacy of Arthas. Some people thought they gave too much talking time to Sylvanas. Some people thought it was, Danuser giving the middle finger to the World of Warcraft player base, or the one that's still left anyway. There are a few things that I think people very much got overheated on, but I also think there are some points that people did make that I think hold true. I personally don't think Arthas ever should have gotten involved with this expansion, but since they're dealing with the afterlife and the fact that they said Uther was going to be in it, it was kind of an inevitability. I never personally wanted to see an Arthas redemption arc. I personally never wanted to see this. I thought that would be something ridiculous, if I'm being completely honest. I thought it would be ridiculous because Arthas is one of those characters, in my opinion, that doesn't get to... it's like not every villain has to have a redemption arc. And yes, Arthas was a flawed character and whatnot. But at the same time, some fans... Hold on, I'm going to turn my fan on. I'm going to keep talking here. Some fans have this perception that Arthas was just going to be forgiving by the denizens of Azeroth. And people need to understand, and this is where I think a lot of players don't separate themselves from the video game itself. They think just because they want to see Arthas come back, they automatically think that means the denizens of Azeroth want to see him come back. And if people have paid attention to the lore, that is the furthest thing from the truth. Especially because the people of Lordaeron, aka the Forsaken, and the High Elves and the Blood Elves, and the Void Elves would absolutely have nothing good to say about him, And, and I'm not saying Arthas was redeemed here. He wasn't. There was no redemption arc for Arthas because, like I said, I don't think every character, even though people were screaming for Arthas to have one, I understand that Arthas is a poster child and an iconic figure. He is an iconic figure when it comes to not just Warcraft and World of Warcraft and Blizzard as a whole. He's an iconic character in video games, period. I mean, it was the longest build-up from an RTS through an MMO to one of the biggest, showdowns that the players were just pining for. They were pining to throw down with Arthas at last. They were pining for it. And, and then they got it, and then it went downhill from there for a lot of players. But I never thought Arthas needed a redemption arc or needed to become a good guy or anything like that. Yes. And yes, correct. People do need to understand that characterization is not the same as a redemption arc. It's not, So no, I never thought Arthas needed a redemption arc, and I honestly don't think Arthas needs to come back because I think he falls into the category of, he's a part of the old lore that was so beloved, and it needs to be left alone. You wanted the redemption? Well, then that's fine. Everybody can want different things, but the thing was, Arthas was too far gone. He wouldn't have been redeemed. Arthas never would have been welcomed back into the good graces of anybody in Azeroth because the weight of his actions was simply too heavy. Because up until that point, when it comes to the lore of Azeroth and whatnot, the heaviest hittingest thing that had hit Azeroth up until that point was the invasion by the Horde, the old Horde. Like, that hit the Eastern Kingdoms extremely hard. And then you go back into the ancient times, the Sundering and the War of the Elements, stuff like that. But in that current period of time, the invasion by the old Horde had been the hardest hitting thing to the denizens of especially the Eastern Kingdoms. And they never wanted something on that massive scale and size again. But it happened. It happened with the Scourge, and it hurt even more that it was the Prince of Lordaeron that killed his father, that betrayed his troops, that brought them on a suicide mission to Northrend just to chase this dreadlord because he was so consumed with living up to his legacy and protecting his people. He was consumed by it, and it all went back to the trauma that he suffered when he made the decision that ended a very costly decision that ended up costing him the thing he loved so dearly, which was his horse. It all goes back to that, and pressure and loss and things of that nature. And Arthas was never taught to deal with loss, and losing Jaina and that cataclysmic decision that he made at Stratholme. Even if they brought Arthas back to life, and he's a good guy now, the people of Azeroth would never welcome him back, ever. In fact, what would probably happen is they would probably try to kill him on sight, just because the wound he inflicted upon Azeroth to this day still has repercussions. To this day, the actions of Arthas, even before the Scourge, his actions still have repercussions. Stratholme is still aflame because of his actions he made before he even took up Frostmourne. Like, it still is burning to this day because of that, and it's true. Arthas does have no place in the world of the living, and to be honest, neither does Sylvanas at this point. I would agree. I think Sylvanas, I don't think Sylvanas will ever be welcomed back, except by those her loyal followers that are still prevalent in the game. But for her actions, no, I don't think Sylvanas should be welcomed back. I think she needs to take time away and, a time of penance and, making up for her actions and stuff like that. But Sylvanas never needs to be back, at least not for a very long time, until they can get something right with her character. Because a lot of this does come down to the butchering of her character, because her character was absolutely butchered. Sylvanas, if they're going with this lore, Sylvanas never needs to be in a leadership position for the longest time, Someone asked in the chat that, will she become the Forsakens faction leader again? I don't think she should. I don't think Sylvanas, I don't think Sylvanas needs to be that. Now, speaking of Sylvanas, speaking to Uther here, some people had a problem with, the things that Sylvanas said to Arthas, and how dare she say these things to Arthas when she has done so much worse. And I find that statement to be a little funny. Because if we're comparing the misdeeds of Sylvanas and the misdeeds of Arthas, they're practically on par here with the terribleness, or the factor of terribleness that encompasses them. Sylvanas killed a lot of innocent people. Arthas killed a lot of innocent people, and made decisions and betrayed their comrades and things like that, and betrayed their kingdoms and everything else. So this narrative that people are trying to push of she has done far worse, I'm like, she really hasn't. They're both kind of terrible people, if we're being completely honest here. I think I honestly think they're both very terrible people. True. Are they wounded and afflicted by the demons of their past like that? True, but that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse, especially when it's confirmed that the jailer is not controlling them. They were making these decisions while maybe influenced, and pushed and manipulated. I could go with that. But Sylvanas was never mind controlled, and neither was Arthas, Sylvanas' actions, correct. Another person said in the chat here, Sylvanas' actions don't mean that she can't hate Arthas. Well, of course not, and that gets into my next point. Some people were just absolutely pissed off that Sylvanas even breathed a word, because in the World of Warcraft community, you're not allowed to like characters in World of Warcraft. And I've said this before, a problem I do have with the World of Warcraft fandom is the fact, and it's gotten worse over the years. It's gotten so much worse over the years. You're not allowed to like characters in World of Warcraft, because if you do, then you're a terrible person or a Nazi. Like, if you like Sylvanas, you're just a stupid ass simp. You're a Nazi. You're things like that. And I shake my head and I go, guys, it's a fictional story within a video game. Calm down. Like, oh my gosh, it's okay to like certain characters, because at the end of the day, they're just fictional characters. It's not like, someone is straight up saying, I like Hitler, and it's not that. These are fictional characters. They don't exist, and they don't care how you feel either. But when it came to the words that Sylvanas said, I did not have a problem with them. I would have maybe liked Jaina to say a little more, but here's why I didn't have a problem with with Sylvanas having her parting words here with Arthas, and why it's okay for her to hate Arthas, because the fandom tends to forget that she is who she is right now because of the actions of Arthas. He invaded her kingdom. He murdered her in cold blood, and in an act of cruelty, instead of, giving her the release of death, turned her into a banshee and made her watch the rest of her people get slaughtered, and even forced her to participate in said slaughtering as a banshee and be bound to his will. So, and even when she reclaimed her free will and her body, she's still deranged and, suffering from the trauma of her abuser, which is Arthas. Arthas is her abuser in this story, and in this factor here. And here's the other thing. To a degree, Jaina did get her closure, and Jaina also kind of got her closure twofold. One, when you bring back, if you did the Shadowmourne quest in Wrath of the Lich King, you're given a collection of treasures at the end of that quest line, and one of them is Jaina's locket that Arthas kept in a steel box, And when you bring it to Jaina, she is overwhelmed by the fact, knowing that he kept it and that some good still remained in him. Now, some people will go into the split soul thing, and honestly, I think the whole split soul thing is stupid. But, it is what it is. But that did kind of give Jaina some measure of closure. Was she still affected by it over the years? Of course she was. Who wouldn't? I mean, gosh, she was going to marry the guy. She was very much in love with him. She was going to marry this guy. So, I mean, they had a very serious relationship, and then it just fell apart. Uther, even to a degree, kind of got his closure as well, because he is the catalyst in all of this and whatnot. But him having a talk with Jaina in Shadowlands, albeit it was off screen, and he could have gotten a little more as far as, dealing with his regret for him being kind of the crux of all this. But in that scene right there, up until that point, Sylvanas had never, and she was probably the one afflicted and affected by the actions of Arthas the most. True, Arthas killed Uther. True, Arthas did deplorable things, and he and Jaina, lost their relationship and everything, and Jaina just couldn't believe the terrible things he was doing. But none of the things that Arthas did to them even came close to measuring to the things that he put Sylvanas through when it came to, invading her home, killing her in cold blood, and in an act of cruelty, turning her into a banshee to serve him, watching and making her, fight against her own, and seeing her home that she fought so hard to defend, she being the realm's #1 leading defender, and watching her home that she grew up in burned to the ground and her people slaughtered, and still being bound to his will, and still being trapped in this very much damned state as a banshee, because of his actions. It cannot be disputed that out of all of the major characters, Sylvanas has been affected the most by the actions of Arthas. But also, out of all the characters that were affected so deeply by Arthas, Sylvanas was the one that never got her closure. She never even got at the top of Icecrown. She never even got to take a shot at the guy. Her only opportunity was in the Halls of Reflection, but even then she was no match for him. And then after that, she didn't even get to participate on the assault of Icecrown Citadel. She didn't even get to participate. The people that did were the Argent Crusade, the Ebon Blade Knights, Garrosh, and Martin Bronzebeard. Those were the ones that led the assaults, and Tyrion and the Argent Crusade. Those are the ones that represented the Horde, the Alliance, the Death Knights, and the Argent Crusade on the attack of Icecrown Citadel. Sylvanas never got to participate in this. And, it really, for being the one that was affected by his actions so deeply, and then by the time she got there and got to the top of Icecrown, he was gone. He was dead. She never got to exact her justice upon him, not even once. She almost did in the events of Warcraft 3, but he was saved by Kel'Thuzad. So finally, and this is why I didn't have a problem with this cinematic, this was where Sylvanas finally got to have her closure. And it was closure that she needed. This character, this was a big thing hanging over this character. And it was one of the things that affected her so deeply over the years with the decisions she's made and things like that. A lot of it went back to the fact that she never got her closure with Arthas, or regarding Arthas, and the fact that, and I don't agree at all with this, they made her, the writers had her commit suicide after the events of Icecrown Citadel because, it's like, she wanted this justice, and and she missed out, and she didn't get it, and she felt like the reasoning for her living was gone. But I didn't like the fact that they tried to go with a hunter is nothing without the hunt kind of thing with her. I didn't. There was a lot of mistakes that they made even very early on with Sylvanas' writing that I just do not agree with. And a lot of that could have been avoided if they had just given her closure. Like, everybody got their closure pretty much except her, up until this point. And that's why I didn't have a problem with her dialogue in this cinematic. It was closure that, honestly, and I know this is going to sound controversial, it was closure that the character deserved. And with a writing team that has had so many misses, I think it's okay to give them credit for finally, getting a hit here, I really think it's okay with that. As far as, did they do Arthas dirty? I'm going to say no. Because that was the jail, I hate the fact that I didn't get I hate the fact that I am kind of defending the jailer here. But apparently Arthas's whole purpose was to be the soul and power source of the sword, Charlemagne. He being the one, the power source to bind Anduin to the jailer's will and stuff like that, That's fine. I wish a little more transparency was shown with that. Or heck, you know what would have been a cool thing? That, you know, when Anduin, when they did this and the jailer bound Anduin to his will and stuff like that, if you had like these inner monologues between Arthas and Anduin, that would have been cool. But they're obviously shown here that the spark that is his soul has been hammered into submission and, you know, disfigured and destroyed so deeply that there's just nothing of him left. But here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Arthas had his finale, and it was at the end of Wrath of the Lich King when he died. That was a fitting end for him. And in fiction, it's okay to have certain things be a means to an end, like his soul being the power source of a sword. It's okay to do those kinds of things, especially if it can lead to a character getting closure with them. But here's the problem. When they first showed that cinematic with Uther dropping Arthas into the maw, for the longest time there was no follow-up on that. And really until this moment, you know? Really until this moment. There was little to no follow-up on that, and we've been left guessing to what the heck happened to Arthas. A lot of people thought they were going to find him in the maw, that we were going to find him in the maw. A lot of people thought that. I thought that would have been interesting. But then people would have demanded a redemption arc and he'd be brought back to life and all that Gucci stuff, which I would not have agreed with. Because our characters have no reason. You know, if we're going by the lore, our characters have no reason to trust Arthas, to work beside him, and especially if you are, you know, if you're a person from Lordaeron, or you're a Forsaken, or you're a Rendorai, or a Sindorai, or a High Elf, or a Queldorai. You have no reason. It's like how they made the really weird-ass decision to have Sylvanas be okay with teaming up with Kel'Thuzad. There's no reason she should have. That goes into butchering her character. But I think this was an okay end to Arthas. I don't think it's a spit in the face. I don't think it's, you know, the news are flipping the fan base off. I think a lot of this is they're going off the very poor writing that was set some time ago with BFA. I think to their degree, I do think that they have too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to the writing team, and I think a lot of people are either ignoring old lore or they're just trying to put their own little spin on things, which honestly needs to stop. But, you know, whether people agree or disagree with how, you know, this was the last glimpse of Arthas, I will stand by to this day that I didn't have any kind of a problem with Sylvanas' speech. I didn't have a problem with the words she said, because at the end of the day, this was the moment that Sylvanas finally got her closure. Closure that she, out of everybody that was afflicted by Arthas, she was the only character that was denied that closure. And I know what people are going to say next. You know, well, Tyrande never got her closure either. And you're absolutely right. And that is the fault of the writing team right there. So Tyrande never got her closure with what happened to Teldrassil. And from a writing standpoint, that is a serious botch on their part, because it was such a big deal. And honestly, if they have Tyrande go the route that I suspect they're doing, and that's get over it, it's going to be a very big middle finger to that character and to the player bases, especially if you're a Night Elf player. All right. Next thing, last thing I want to talk about here. You play 14, but to me it's a bit overwhelming when it comes to the UI and controls. It seems a bit off, you know. I'm missing something or what? No, just take your time, dude. Just take your time. Get yourself associated with it. It's not as overwhelming as you think it is, you know. Would you like us to have an RTS Warcraft 4? We got pure RPG? No, because if it's Warcraft, make it an RTS. Because the name Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, the name Warcraft is synonymous with the RTS. The name Warcraft is synonymous with the RTS genre. And if I'm being completely honest, yo, guys, we need another good RTS. Like, we need another good RTS, like, for real, you know? Last little thing I want to talk about here. So, speaking of Arthas, let's talk about him again from a bygone era. I guess we can call that a bygone era at this point. Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Pretty much with the data leak that happened with the latest patch and stuff like that was found within Burning Crusade Classic. They found data files that were, pointing to what very well could be perceived as Wrath Classic. Now, I ran a poll a while back asking on my Twitter and in my community tab, if Wrath Classic actually does happen, would people be interested? Would, people that did this poll, would they be interested in playing it? Now, I didn't really know what to expect with this poll. I didn't know what to expect. Because I didn't really know what to expect because out of all of the expansions, Wrath of the Lich King is very special. For a lot of people, Wrath of the Lich King is a very beloved experience because for the longest time, for a lot of people, Wrath of the Lich King was their first entry into World of Warcraft because this was the peak of their popularity. Like, this was the peak of it. You also have to remember that this was also, 2007, 2008, and gaming PCs were starting to become a lot more mainstream, or PCs garnered towards gaming and stuff like that, and it was starting to become more of a mainstream theme instead of this niche little thing. Because if people can remember between the years of 2004, 2005, into Wrath of the Lich King, World of Warcraft wasn't just some video game. It was a very, there was a culture behind it. It was in commercials. There was product of it everywhere. There was advertisement for it everywhere. World of Warcraft at one point, very much in the same vein as, say, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, things of that nature. When not Super Mario, Pokemon, there was a period of time where World of Warcraft ruled the freaking world when it came to pop culture and stuff like that. It was everywhere. When you get one of the hottest adult animated shows at the time in South Park to dedicate an entire episode to this video game and basically using it as a means to an end for your comedy, you've pretty much hit a peak level of popularity that so few things ever rarely hit in this world. And World of Warcraft was one of them. And Wrath of the Lich King was just one of those one of the most anticipated video game releases that year. I can remember when the Wrath expansion was coming out. People were frothing at the mouth because all they could talk about was that cinematic with Arthas. It was finally time to see him again, especially with the fans that had followed Warcraft for the longest time and even played through Vanilla WoW and having to deal with the Scourge there. You never got to see the Lich King in there, but you saw Kel'Thuzad and saw these other Scourge forces. Finally, the time was come where we could finally go fight one of the, one of these big iconic characters in Arthas. So, for so many people, Wrath was their entry point into World of Warcraft. Mine was late Burning Crusade, so I'm kind of in that, spectrum and whatnot. And I'm going to keep talking here, but Chad, I'll even ask you, how many of you was Wrath of the Lich King your entry point into World of Warcraft, And even hey, in the comments below, once I post this video, how many of you was Wrath of the Lich King your entry point into World of Warcraft? I can bet it was a lot of you. But when I ran this poll, and I said in the poll, if Wrath of the Lich King Classic is real, and it's looking like it is, how many of you are going to play it? There were 209 votes, And 88% of those votes said no. And I won't lie. I was a little surprised. I thought at least it would be maybe 50-50, close to that. But the fact that it was with 209 people, and I know for bigger channels and stuff like that, that might not mean much. But for 209 people, for 88% of those people to say no, that's very telling on what, out of those 209 people that voted. I think that is very telling. I think it is very, very telling as far as, what people want right now. And a lot of people just don't, and from the comments, what a lot of people said, they said, I played Wrath, I enjoyed Wrath, but it was either A, I don't trust Activision Blizzard and I don't want to give them the money right now, or B, I lived the experience and they can't recapture that experience again. And I think the last one is still the most telling. I mean, look, even friends of mine that still play World of Warcraft, they're not happy with Activision Blizzard either. They're not. But it's not my place, and it's nobody's place to tell people that, you can't play this game just because the company running them is full of scumbags. It's a corporation. Every corporation is run by scumbags. Even Square Enix. Their president tried to do a scumbag thing with NFTs a while back. I mean, corporations are run by rich, wealthy scumbags who's the only thing on their mind is make money. But I think another factor with that. Also with that kind of mentality, as far as we don't trust Blizzard, I think Blizzard burned a lot of good faith with Burning Crusade Classic. And it wasn't the fact that they re-released the expansion. It was the fact that they did what they said they were not going to do, and that was adding in a level boost. There's this fantastic video by Mad Season Show where he talked about, them putting in level boosting on Burning Crusade Classic. And one of the biggest things that you do to hold retention and life in your video game is you keep people wanting to play it. And one of the tricks of the trade when it comes to a video game is, and this goes back to even the NES days, with difficult games like Ninja Gaiden, or even Super Mario Brothers, or even Legend of Zelda, as cryptic as the original Legend of Zelda was with on NES. The longer it takes for a player to reach the end game, the longer they will play, more than likely, unless they give up. Dark Souls masters this. Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and now Elden Ring, and Demon Souls master this trick of the trade when it comes to video gaming. You want to reach the end. How long it takes you to get there is entirely up to you. You're left to your own devices. You have to adapt to the game. But when they introduced a level boost to Burning Crusade, which still had the old world of vanilla WoW in there, this was basically bowing to the whims of players that wanted the game to adapt to them. And at that point, it's not a video game anymore. It's, you swiped a credit card, now you get to do the new expansion. I, for one, and I am a hypocrite. Have I bought level boosts in the past? Yep, I have. I think a lot of WoW players have. So it does make me come across as a little hypocritical. But in my defense, I did buy it on an alt. And 100+ levels is a lot to go through when it's the same shit over and over and over and over, and going through the same zones over and over and over again. I have to compare to Final Fantasy XIV. I have to compare to Final Fantasy XIV, where let's say that I want to, let's say I'm a black mage, but I want to play warrior. I don't have to make an alt. I don't have to make a new character. I don't have to start over. I go do the opening quest line to unlock the job, and then whenever I want to play Warrior, I just click a button, and now I'm playing Warrior. You don't have to go through. If Final Fantasy XIV had it in there to where you had to go through MSQ, and some people still have this misconception about 14. Some people think, wait, if I want to do, Warrior, or if I want to do another class, do I have to go do that MSQ all over again? And thank God you don't, because I can guarantee you right now, if you had to go through MSQ every single time, all of MSQ, every single time you wanted to play a new job, 14 would flop. It would be an absolute flop. Now, Lost Ark is very good about this, where when you reach a certain level with your character, you on alternative characters, you can get them jumped up to a certain level. But this happens at no extra cost to the player. Honestly, I think that would be a much better approach with World of Warcraft and alts and getting them up to the current content. Because alts take time. Some people are altaholics and they could make alts all day. Majority of players, even going back to vanilla, making an alt wasn't just some, whatever, I'll make an alt and I'll be level 20 by the end of the day. Most players, no. Especially when it was pre-Cataclysm. Leveling took forever. And changing over to an alt was not just some easy task, I think World of Warcraft could learn from something like, say, Lost Ark, where once you reach a certain level, you get these 2 free boosts that boost your character up to, say, closer to the end game for, an alts or something like that, which I think is perfectly fine. But here's the deal. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it at all. It's completely optional. You don't have to at all. And this is kind of a bold thing. This would completely change how the game would work in a lot of ways. I think it would be a very daring thing if World of Warcraft multi-classed their characters. Now, I don't think they ever will. I think that's too bold, and I don't think they'll ever do that. It would be interesting to see if they could do that. So, with all these factors going in here, a lot of people are very skeptical. A lot of people are very, very skeptical when it comes to Wrath of the Lich King Classic and its inevitable arrival. I personally still don't know how I feel about Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I personally don't really know how I feel about it. I really don't. I have very fond memories of Wrath of the Lich King. There are things about it that I will always love and treasure. There were things I didn't like about it, Wrath was not perfect. Wrath had a lot of problems, and there were a lot of things they put in Wrath that influenced a lot of their business decision-making and game design changes that very negatively affected the franchise as a whole, especially on down the line. So Wrath was not perfect, but Wrath is very iconic, and that cannot be denied. Wrath of the Lich King, probably out of all the expansions, and I don't count Vanilla because Vanilla is not an expansion, but out of all of the expansions, there's not one more iconic than Wrath of the Lich King because it's Arthas. Arthas is on the cover. Of course it's going to be the most iconic. So the player base is very divided on Wrath Classic. I personally am not sure where I stand on it or if I'm going to try it. I might, just to see how I feel about it. But I also go in with this understanding as well. Is it possible that they will do things like a level boost again with this? I would be surprised if they didn't. I don't want them to, but I would not be surprised if they didn't. I can only hope that maybe if this business acquisition with Microsoft goes through, they start rethinking a lot of their business decisions and their monetization of the game. Because at this rate, guys, with a monthly sub, buying expansions, this cash shop and everything else they have in World of Warcraft, World of Warcraft is probably one of the most monetized games on the freaking planet right now. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it. Well, that was fun. That was very fun. How'd y'all like that, guys and girls? How did y'all like that? Was that a good time for all? I very much enjoyed that. I could absolutely do this once a week, you know? I think a weekly thing like this would be absolutely fun, you know? And that went for an hour and a half. That was pretty good. And I did it right when the video went live. And yeah, I felt very, all I had were just some bullet. I looked at some things that were going on today, and I noticed that World of Warcraft thing come on, and I went, ooh, you know what? I need to make things today about World of Warcraft. You know? All I had were bullet points. None of this was scripted. All I had were just three or four bullet points, and I just went off of that. And it felt very natural. It felt very natural, and honestly, I enjoyed it. Just sitting here, just talking about it, stuff and whatnot, you know. And what I'll do, I was recording it this whole time. What I'll do is I'll upload the individual segments throughout the week. Good stuff. Love your WoW content. See, I love doing WoW content too, Melzy. I like doing WoW content as well. And it's kind of sucked not having, you know, a consistent WoW content and stuff like that, because I can't ignore that World of Warcraft brought a lot of you to, you know, subscribe to my channel, you know? I can't deny that. Hell, there's a reason my top 2 videos that I've ever done view-wise is the BFA trailer reaction and, you know, Sourfang versus Sylvanas, you know? My top 2 videos are WoW videos, and so many of you found me because of those videos, you know? Glad you came back to YouTube, honestly, no lag. Really? No lag? Oh, that's wonderful. That's good. Good turnout today. I was very surprised. I think going live immediately after posting the video really helped. I think that really helped. And I'm gonna do that as a consistent thing. You know, I'm gonna post a video and then I'm gonna go live. You know, and I think getting it closer to the middle of the day will also be a better thing as well. I want to steadily back it up as far as, you know, when do I time. You can watch at 720 with no lag and use mobile data. Don't know what's up with Twitch. Well, the problem with Twitch, Nazrag, is because, one, they have a cap on the bit rate of uploads and downloads. There's a cap on their bit rate. Whereas YouTube, I could technically stream at 4K on YouTube if I wanted to. But the upside to YouTube streaming is that you guys can choose the resolution that you want to watch things at. So, been loving your 14 reaction playthrough. Thank you. I know they've been kind of spaced out, but, you know, I did it because I wanted content. Banshee mode, yes. Oh, that was fun. Banshee mode. Banshee mode, yes. I really, 1080, 60 FPS. Yeah, I've got it running at 1080, 60 FPS. And but you guys have the freedom to downgrade as well. And hey, you know, if and when I get a better streaming PC, I could even do it at higher resolutions for people to choose from if they so choose. I would need a much better camera though. That this Logitech Brio is not going to do that. I would need a much better camera. But in time. So I should have soloed the Alliance and BFA. Well, that's what I was saying during the old Soldier trailer with him walking out there. I went, oh, that's not fair. He's going to cleave everybody. That's not fair. Go to hell, Gray, mate. That's right. Go to hell, Greymane. Ah, good times. Good times. Good times. It was a lot of good topics we covered, too. I wasn't expecting to go to talk about Wrath of the Lich King Classic, but I was like, I spoke about Arthas. May as well talk about it. Hashtag Gin sniffs butts. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Well, the show is not over. It's not over at all. Because I did want to do some Elden Ring. Loving the arcade machines. Thank you. Yeah, I've got I want to kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking of maybe redoing the room just a little bit. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure. Maybe I kind of like this angle, but even then, I don't know. The wall of retro behind me is kind of nice. But yeah, I have a Street Fighter 2 machine back there, and then that's the X-Men versus Street Fighter machine right behind me as well. Where did I get this mug? GameStop, believe it or not. Back in 2017, I would just walk down to my local GameStop, and I found it in there, and I went, oh, I got to get that. And when you put hot coffee in there, the screen lights up with Super Mario Land on there. Yeah, this is one of my favorite mugs. Because I'm part of the old school, man. I'm part of that old school, man. What do my mods on Discord want? What do they want? My wonderful moderators. Mods, how do you feel? Did this feel? I mean, we didn't have any shenanigans. Plus, I've got links blocked and certain words blocked and stuff like that. So, yeah. Plus, I can, from here, if I can. Oh yeah, and plus, what you can do, chat, or what you can do, mods. If you just go by a post somebody made, you see 3 little dots. You just click on that, and you get all kinds of options there. That's how there's a channel, time out and remove message. There you go. There you go. Where'd I get that Street Fighter machine? Both of these were gifted to me by a very sweet friend. I was going through some hard times, struggling with some stuff personally, and just a very sweet friend just gave them to me. And I love it, man. It's got 2 and 2 turbo on it and all kinds of, yeah, it was a gift, and it's awesome. So, I love them. Feels good and simpler too. The whole mod viewer Twitch thing has good. I'm glad it's simpler on you guys. I'm much glad it's simpler on you guys. I was ready to see them. Oh, that's but yeah, there's a whole lot of old school back here. In fact, you can kind of see if you can kind of see it behind me. I was born in '86. Is it Super Street Fighter? No, it's just regular Street Fighter. It's a Capcom collection of stuff, but 2 turbos on there, and you can see behind me. There's the wall of retro behind me. You will miss the ban repeal post. Really? I know, right? Yeah, there's the wall of retro behind me. You can't see the NES stuff, but they're right there, right above my elbow. What's up, Ted? You're sick, but you're here. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's NES, Game Boy Color, GBA, Switch, and Super Nintendo, and Master System, Game Gear, and Genesis is right behind me as well, and N64, PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Sega CD, and Dreamcast and Sega Saturn down there as well. So, yeah, I do like my wall of retro behind me. Oh, man. That was a very good podcast. I very, very, very much enjoyed that. I was very much enjoyed that, and it's a lot more comfortable. The biggest thing I have to always get myself ready to do is have 3 or 4 bullet points to talk about, with something that's current, and stuff like that. So, yeah, and there's a lot to learn with it and whatnot. And like I said, I'm going to splice up the individual segments, and I'll upload them in individual segments, but I'll keep the full thing VOD up, of course. But excuse me, I'm having my. I have Spider-Man on 64. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yep, Spider-Man, Killer Instinct, GoldenEye. All right, Shadow. Have a good night, dude. Have a good night, dude. Yeah, Spidey, Smash Bros, Super Mario 64, Flying Dragon. Next time you're hanging out in the FC Discord, KB, you gotta remind me to read you my pre-wad rant about character progression. Oh, I got you. I got you. Huge fan of Spidey. Yeah, Spidey's a good game. Yeah, I also have Spider-Man on Game Gear over here. I have Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, and Spider-Man versus the Kingpin over there as well. So, and Maximum Carnage, and Spider-Man and the X-Men, and Spider-Man Venom Separation Anxiety. How you find it? Oh, Adam, how you doing, homie? You just bought that. You just bought that mug on eBay. You had to. Lord. You saw my reaction to FCC Match of the Millennium? Yeah, I got that up to actually. That was the platform I forgot to mention. Yeah, I've actually got it on the Geo Pocket down here. So, yeah, there's a whole massive retro wall behind me. And sometimes I play those retro games. And sometimes I play them too. You missed the podcast? Nope, you didn't miss the podcast. You know why? You know why, Tid? Because you can rewind the stream. So, actually, no, you didn't. You can rewind the stream, good sir. Yes, you can. Oh, yeah. You can go back in time. You can watch it right now, baby. You can watch it right now. Yes, you can. Yep. Just missed seeing it live. Yeah, but you can go back and watch it. Your retro collection is huge. Yep. Yep. Oh, man. I even went to the dentist this morning, too. Thankfully, it was nothing painful. All they were doing was just putting a crown replacement on there. So I had a fake one on there for a while, and so they just pulled it off and then cemented the new one on there. So it feels natural. Didn't even feel like it's on there. You know, I'll do that when I'm more coherent. I just woke up from a 4-hour nap. Must have needed it. You must have needed it. Anders, how you doing, Home Slice? How you doing? How you doing? Feels good to be back on here, man. Feels good to be back on here. The setting up for it is a little more involved when I'm trying to get the stream, prepared. But I can adapt to it. It ain't nothing I can't adapt to. So, it ain't nothing I can't adapt to. But yeah, you hate the dentist myself. I don't hate my dentist because my dentist is my mother-in-law and she's like the sweetest woman on the planet. So it's not all bad. Also means I don't pay for shit. Unless it's something big like a root canal, but I haven't had to have a root canal in years. You do need to get sued. New mug, your Cammy Lens mug is nice, but I need a bigger one. Yep. Do I get a family discount? You tell me. When your mother-in-law is your dental hygienist, you tell me. See, I've got 2 fields covered for the most part. Not all the time, for the most part. My sister-in-law is our animal vet. Now, that's not always free, but it does help with a lot. We do get a very nice discount with the animals. So my wife's sister is our veterinarian, and then my mother-in-law is my dental hygienist. And I went, awesome. Now my little brother just needs to become like an open-heart surgeon, and we'll be set, man. Oh, man. Another YouTube is dope. Rewind time. That's right. Dentist time. You got a tool pulled out 2 weeks ago. Ew. I had that happen one time. Look, I'll even show you. Right there. Right there. Had that one pulled back in 2008. And this is when I was not taking care of my teeth at all. And I regret it so bad. It had become so cavitied that the tooth ruptured. It just ruptured. And I was in so much pain the morning that I was supposed to go in and work at GameStop. And thankfully, the dentist that I went to where my mother-in-law was at was literally right up the street from where I worked. Drove up there, and I'm walking in like this. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I went, "No, I'm in pain." Dentist looked at the tooth and he went, "Oh my God." And I said, "It hurts so bad." He said, "Well, buddy, you want me to just yank it out?" And I went, "Yeah." Yanked it out. Numbed me up, of course. Yanked it out, gave me some painkiller. I went back to work before the store even opened. I did all of this before the store even opened in the morning. Went back. I've got gauze in my mouth all morning. I look like hell. Painkillers wearing off and on here and there. My boss finally comes in around 1 o'clock, and he went, "What the hell happened to you?" And I went, "I had a tooth pulled this morning." He went, "Go home." He went, "Go home, dude." KB the Trooper. I just couldn't take it anymore. I could not take it anymore. I just could not take it anymore. Oh, y'all. Me and my wife saw the Batman this past Friday. Oh. Like, it's up there. Like, my favorite Batman film of all time is the 89 film with Michael Keaton. The Batman is, like, up there with it. Like, Robert Pattinson killed it. Like, this dude just, like, encompassed what is Batman. I mean, it was such a good movie. Oh, no, I'm not going to spoil nothing. I'm just saying it is so good. It just encompasses everything that is Batman. And that's all I'm going to say. And all the actors played their parts perfectly. But I'm not going to spoil nothing. But no, I recommend everybody go watch it. Also, they got Nirvana in there. Yeah, they got a freaking Nirvana song in there. They got Something in the Way, which that was from the Nevermind track or, album and whatnot. Their most iconic album of all time. And I was like, I ain't heard that in a hot minute. Damn. And I was a punker in high school, man. I was all about some Nirvana. I was all about some Nirvana. But my thing is, like, this is what DC needs to do. Stop trying to build this big-ass universe and whatnot that, Marvel did. Do these really good, just one-off movies. Just make these maybe a sequel here and there to those one-off movies. But do, like, these really good, just, like, one-offs. Like, if the Joker movie is proof of anything, and if this Batman movie is proof of anything, you don't have to build this giant cinematic universe. Just do some really good one-off movies, and, bro, you can make some money. Like, you can make some damn money and make some damn good movies. Because, like, the Joker movie will probably never be tied to anything in the DC cinematic universe. But holy shit, look at all the money it made. I mean, it was a hit, and it was rated R, and it was a hit. I mean, damn, dude. I think it was rated R anyway. Cinematic universes kill the need to make good single movies. See, with Marvel, it worked because they did it right. With Marvel, it worked. And then DC just tried to copy them. But it's like, the problem was, it would have been fine if DC had done it. The problem was Marvel took their time. One little movie at a time. They built it up very slowly for the better part of a decade. DC just tried to rush it all in a couple of years, PG-13. I don't know why I thought Joker was R. Deadpool was R. I got them mixed up. Thank you. Even then, the Joker was dark and demented as hell, and it freaking killed it. Like, it made all the money. Like, it made all the money. And so it's like, dude, you don't have to do these big cinematic universes, Just make these really badass, awesome one-offs. Maybe get a sequel here and there, They also started with good single movies and tied in loose. Yeah. That's right. That's what DC are best. Stick to standalone series. Leave Marvel to do the connected universe. And if DC wants to do, here's the deal. If DC wants to do connected universe, stick to your animated series. Because they're very good at those as well. A lot of their movies, animated movies, were tied together and whatnot. But even then, most of their animated movies are just one-offs. And they're good. They're good. Like one of my favorite, or some like three of my favorite. Excuse me. Three of my favorite animated DC movies of all time. Mask of the Phantasm, so good. Mask of the Phantasm, Under the Red Hood, Year One. Even Dark Knight Returns, the animated version of Dark Knight Returns, it was very good. Like, it was very good. I still go back and watch it, you know. Looking forward to the Sandman show? I think it could be good, yeah. Among Us Cinematic Universe win. I'm sure it'll be there eventually. I'm sure it'll be there eventually. That Loperet plush, yeah, streaming way, yeah, he just chills there. Yeah, he just chills there. He sure does. But yeah, you know, so. But yeah, if you like Batman, bro, go see it. It's good. It's very good. It's very, 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 very good. Very good. I actually liked the Killing Joke when it got. Yeah. Oh, Killing Joke was fine when you got past the fan fiction at the beginning. Oh yeah. Yeah, Killing Joke was fine once we got past the fan fiction. That whole beginning, that first opening to Killing Joke, I'm sitting here going, what is going on? Why are they banging on the roof? Why? This is like some bad fan fiction. It's like, it was such bad fan fiction. I was like, this is terrible. And then once they actually got into the Killing Joke, it was great. Once they got there, it was fun, you know? And, yeah. Why is that there? All right, hold up. How many of you remember this? It's just sitting on my shelf over here. I was like, why did I put that there? How many of you remember this damn thing? I've had this for so damn long. Oh, man. You didn't like the dull colors? Oh, God, I know. Space Ghost. Back when Cartoon Network had good shit, you know? Remember that show, not the album. This was all the music. Do you remember Cartoon Planet, that little show they did with Zorak and Brack and Space Ghost? Not Space Ghost Coast to Coast. It was called Cartoon Planet. This has all of the songs they did on there and the little segments that they did in between. Yeah, this preceded Space Ghost Coast to Coast and Brack Show. This preceded all of that. It's funny ass shit, I tell you what. That being said, you have the Simpsons album? Of course you do. Of course you have the Simpsons album. Of course you do, sir. Remember the pizza song? Yep. Remember the bean song? I love beans. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, man. I love almost everybody. Yep. I remember that. I remember who had a Warner Brothers store in their local mall. Who had a Warner Brothers store in their local mall? I did. And I remember that album being in there. Dude, first of all, I remember when going to the mall was the legit dope thing to do. The Disney store was so awesome when they first started doing those. Dude, the Warner Brothers store it was so cool. It was so freaking cool. Oh, dude, look it up on Google sometime. The Warner Brothers. Oh, hell. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. Let's see. Warner Bros. Store. 90s. Oh, dude, the Warner Brothers stores were like this shit was dope. This shit was dope, dude. You know? All right, here, let me go into full screen right here. Let me go into full screen. Yeah, so this was these things were this was some of the dopest stuff you could ever see in your life. Here, let's go into It's a Stampede. Yeah, like these were the outside of the stores. These were on the outsides. Like these were big. These things were these things were big, dude. Like these were a big freaking deal, and they lasted for a good long time. Like there was one of the things they had in each of the stores was the freaking Marvin the Martian rocket right there that you go in and you just like press buttons and shit like that. But yeah, man, dude, the Warner Brothers store, man, it was a big freaking deal. It was a big freaking deal. I mean, gosh. When going to the mall was fun. When going to the mall was fun, you know? God, I remember when going to the mall was fun. Used to be, anyway. I don't know why that membership goal thing is not... I don't know why that didn't tick there. Because, like, a couple of you joined up, and I don't know why it decided not to tick there. Hold on one second. Which I do appreciate, by the way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know? That's weird. Your mono has any of those anchor stores? Yep. So yeah, I am having to use Streamlabs again because Stream Elements screwed me. Stream Elements absolutely screwed me. I was trying to, get everything, all the alerts and set up with Stream Elements and whatnot, and it locked me out of using my YouTube account on there. And they were like, no, and they made it to where, like, memberships and donations and shit couldn't happen. And I'm like, well, screw you. Yeah, like they screwed me on that. And I was like, well, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, it was dumb. It was absolutely dumb. Was not happy with it. What'd they do? I'll fight them. They locked me out of being able to use my YouTube account on there. And then the help desk was like, well, you don't have a YouTube account. We can't find it, I don't know why the membership goal thing didn't tick, y'all. I'm very sorry about that. It should have. I don't know why it didn't. Gabriel, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seeing some Jeff Buckley. I don't know any Jeff Buckley, man. I don't know no Jeff Buckley. I don't know that there Jeff Buckley. Everything's going online now. Yeah. It is what it is, Tis what it is. But Oh, you know. Best wallpaper. That is a good wallpaper, isn't it? That is a good wallpaper. You see, Forspoken has been delayed. Possibly knock on for 16. Or maybe it's not ready, and maybe it's not ready, and Square Enix keeps screwing up on these not Final Fantasy games, Oh, good. Your Roomba army safely exported from Twitch? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yeah, the Roomba army did export from Twitch. Yes, they did. Which, by the way, if you do hit that, if you do hit the membership button and support me through that, you do get like that. Yeah. Oh, that one counted. Thanks a lot, Streamlabs. You suck. Thank you, Anders. Appreciate that, dude. Appreciate that. And Gabashay, thank you for the sub, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The World Ends With You 2 deserved way better marketing. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh no, they botched that, and they botched that hard. They botched The World Ends With You 2 so bad. They botched that. Well, it didn't do expectations because and I'm like, you could have marketed it a little bit better, you jackasses. Yeah, you jackasses. You stupid jackass. They could have marketed that so much better. Was 13 bad? No. 13 was not bad. 13 released at the wrong time. 13 released. Some things, their cameras work could have done a little better. Graphics and combat was good. Story was okay. Lightning was a good character. Main problem with 13, it released during a period of time when open world sandbox RPGs were becoming the norm. They were becoming mainstream, and people were getting tired of turn-based RPGs. Like, think about this. It released during a time when Fable and Fallout and Elder Scrolls were, like, dominating. Yeah. That was the big problem with 13, was just timing. 13 wasn't bad. It just didn't need to be a trilogy. Yeah. Poorly organized. Yes. Yeah. Bad timing. Basically, wrong place, wrong time. I guarantee you, if they had held off on 13 for a while, or maybe even done it a little sooner, probably wouldn't have been as bad. You know? Oblivion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oblivion was like the dominant RPG at the time. And I'll even say this, you know, if you played Oblivion and then played 13 and you like both, you know, whatnot, 13 almost felt like a step back. To the average consumer, 13 felt like a step back for a lot of people, especially when Oblivion was going on, you know. Plus, you also have to remember, prior to Oblivion, Morrowind was only on PC and Xbox. You know, Morrowind was not on PlayStation. But then when Oblivion came out and it was available on PC, PS3, and 360, oh, baby. And to this day, dude, Oblivion is still good. Like, I personally believe that Oblivion is still very good. Morrowind's amazing. Morrowind at the time, a lot of stuff in Morrowind has not aged well, in my opinion, but Morrowind is still a good game, yes. To me, their magnum opus was Oblivion. That was like their magnum opus. Not that Skyrim was bad, because it wasn't. Skyrim was genre-defying. It absolutely was. Plus, you couldn't have asked for a better release date, 11/11/11. You couldn't have asked for a better release date than that, dude. Like, you really couldn't have, you know? You really couldn't have. Morrowind was the hardest? It was. Morrowind was absolutely the hardest. Completely agree. 13.2 is top 3 for you? 13.2 is okay. 13.2 is okay. But, you know, to each their own. To each their own. Even the story was good for 13. It was just an odd experience. I always felt completely clueless about what was happening. Yeah, I could see that. Oblivion had soul. Oh, it had a lot of soul. Yes, it did, Batsy. Still has it? Oh, yeah. Oh, it absolutely does. In fact, did y'all hear that Bethesda is getting rid of their launcher? Good. 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 Thank God. Good. Thank God. Man. Yeah, in fact, if you want to play Oblivion, dude, it's like $20. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Get the Game of the Year Deluxe. Just get the Game of the Year Deluxe. Just get the Deluxe Edition. Yeah, it's $20. $20 on Steam. With an overwhelmingly positive review rating. Overwhelmingly positive. Not bad. Was 8 bad? No. Some design choices were stupid, like the draw system. They really didn't need one for the library they have. No, they really didn't. That was such a stupid decision. Hey, we're gonna do our own launcher, and I'm like, why? Why, you stupid idiots? I'm just like, why? Why would you do that? You stupid idiots. Why would you do that? Especially when you can just put them on Steam and, oh my God, look at all of this! You know? Does that version come with the horse armor? It's the deluxe, so... Deluxe includes Knights of the Nine. Knights of the Nine was good. Shivering Isle. Ooh. Shivering Isles. Ooh. So good. So good. And came out during an era of time. Y'all remember this era of time with console gaming, with PC and 360? Here's the expansion to a game. You're going to pop it in once, it's going to install, and then you're never going to put that disc in again. But it will look nice on your shelf. You didn't mind the draw system? I hated it just because it was tedious. The ability to miss summons, you forgot to draw them. That was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. Sugaroth. Oh, yes. Yeah, this has Knights of the Nine, which is great. Shivering Isles includes plus the Fighter Stronghold expansion, the Spellstone Treasures, Vile Lair, Maroon's Razor, and much more. This edition is only playable in English, so if you don't speak English, well, then Bethesda doesn't give a shit about you. I guess not. Yeah, it's not saying what the rest is, but yeah. The wasteful disc printing before digital DLC became a thing. Really? Have you heard of the Anime Slayers? I have not. Aside from the main story of the Shivering Isles, the DLC itself brought beautiful upgrades to spells, a variety of summons with amazing attention to detail. You know what? We ought to do Oblivion on here for a couple of days sometime. We ought to do frickin' Oblivion on here just for a couple of days sometime. Just for the hell of it. Why not? Why not? You know? Why not, Patsy? I'll tell you what my problem is right now. I keep wanting to explore in Elden Ring and actually not progress the game. That's my problem. That's my effing problem with Elden Ring. It's like I should probably go to Stormvale and kill kill the boss and whatnot, but I'm like, but it's so pretty. I want to go look around. It's that, yeah, I'm having the Skyrim. I'm having the open world sandbox dilemma. I love the freedom, but at the same time, I'm like, I really should progress this game. Ooh, what's in that mountain over there? I want to go check out that mountain over there. See, this is why I can beat, linear games so much. This is why I was able to beat Dread. I beat Dread because it's one direction. I beat Dread. It's one direction. It's linear. You put Elden Ring from me, I'm like, I'm just going to wander into this forest over here. Probably get lost, get mauled by bears. One is not simply just explore in Elden Ring. Yeah, you're right about that. The difference between the MSQ of Elden Ring is actually compelling. Yes, it is. It actually is very compelling. That's true. This guy said, when do you think I'll do triangle strategy? When do you think I'll do triangle strategy? In this month. I will do triangle strategy within this month. But I want to. It's actually in Japan right now. It is the top selling game on the Switch right now. Like, triangle strategy went over extremely well in Japan. It went extremely well over. That ought to show Square Enix, hey, Square Enix, do more tactical RPGs, you numbnuts. Like, do more tactical RPGs, you numbnuts. Gosh, like, between Final Fantasy Tactics and this and Tactics Ogre and shit like that, it's like, dude, the tactical RPG genre can still be very much tapped into. It can still be very much tapped into. And I'm like, y'all gotta quit ignoring the tactical RPG genre. I tell you what. Like, that's just stupid how they just ignore it sometimes. I hate it. That's stupid. That's so stupid. Oh, good. That video went over well. Yay. Awesome. One of my subscribers went about Heidelin. I'm still shocked at the lack of fan content with her design. That's true. That's true. That's very true. You'd think there'd be a lot more as far as fan content. You'd think there'd be a lot more. What a sweet summer child. I know, right? It's like, you just didn't look hard enough. You just didn't look hard enough. Oh, man. Twitch is terrible at supporting their small creators. Well, it's because they don't give their small creators discoverability of any kind. Please don't loot the Mother Crystal. Oh, don't mind me. Don't worry. Someone already has. It's already happened. It already exists. No, it's not. You're just not looking in the right places. That's right. Get ready for that Jailer cinematic tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Is the Jailer cinematic tomorrow? Oh, he better, like, blow the hell up. What was one of my favorite Marvel vs. Capcom games? 2. NBC 2. Terrible at it, but 2. It's tomorrow. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I tell you what. Play better be glad. Play. People can't see the dislike bar without an add-on. I tell you what. Oh, this is fun, huh? The entire raid unlocks tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that cinematic's going to get released. And I'm telling you right now, he better blow up. Like, kaboom. He better blow the hell up. Yeah, like, yeah. No, you know what? No epic explosion. Just, like, head inflate. Just pop like a balloon. Just pop like a balloon. Just. Why not? Oh, God. I wonder if Asmon will do the new raid. I don't know, man. Hell if I know. Oh, maybe they'll check. Yes, they're going to try to redeem the handsome Squidward nipple monster. That's right. The handsome Squidward nipple monster will be redeemed, guys. Come on. We don't understand his struggles of being a handsome Squidward Thanos nipple monster. Come on, guys. Think of the Jailer for once. Come on. You are way too critical of him. I mean, do you know how hard it is walking around with nipples that size? Do you understand? Do you understand? I don't think you do, Chad. And I think you underappreciate the Jailer. Thank God I had my fingers crossed the whole time. How long has it been since I played Darkstalkers? Yesterday, because I have it on my arcade machine back there. How am I keeping a straight face? I don't know. Chat despises nipple monsters. Really? You mean handsome Squidward Thanos nipple monsters? Handsome Squidward Thanos nipple monsters. The amount of nipple chafing that man has gone through is insane. Oh, yeah, especially when he got his armor up. You know that chafed his nipples really bad. You know it chafed them real bad. I tell you what. How many of you got a Stream Deck? Or Steam Deck? How many of you got a Steam Deck? How many of you actually got the Steam Deck? People are saying really good things. They did say it also suffers from the same drift problem the Switch has. You're gonna in the future. Dude, I kind of want one. I kind of want one. Someone donate like $500 so I got I'm kidding. Your friend got to play 14 since she travels a lot. That's smart. Not yet. Gonna get it sometime during the summer. I kind of want one. If I had more disposable income, I probably would. Don't need, don't want. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I mean, just the aspect of playing your Steam games and the off chance your PC dies is going to be helpful. True. Very true. Plus, I mean, you know, Con, you can hook it up. I believe you can hook it up to a monitor and mouse and keyboard, that bad boy. Excuse me. I did not mean to snort into the microphone. My apologies. Not me. I have the Switch for a reason. Oh, sure. No, yeah. Again, it's not for everybody, you know. I believe you can hook... Yeah, I believe you can hook this thing up to a monitor if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. I gift you one, KB. I already use my disposable income on a new range toy for myself. Hey, that's okay, homie. Enjoy your new toy. Enjoy your new toy, Home Slice. That's okay. Enjoy. Can't wait to play Lost Ark on the go. See, yeah. I believe you can, and if I remember correctly. Yeah, Con, I believe you can hook this up to a monitor and mouse and keyboard, this bad boy. I believe you can. Yep. Yep. There it is. Yep, there it is. There it is. There's the dock for it right there. Yep, there it is. Yeah, it looks like you can even use a wireless keyboard and mouse with it as well. So, hey. You're waiting on Barbara for the new range toy. I'm sure I'll be sharing pics with Kool-Aid on the Discord. Nice. Don't play Destiny 2 on the stream deck. Bungie will ban you from it. They will? Why? Why will they ban you if you play it on the stream? First of all, how would they know? How the heck would they know? Second of all, why? Especially when Destiny 2 is on Steam. Is it not? Is it Destiny 2 on Steam, guys? Because it's not on the Activision Blizzard launcher anymore. That makes no sense. Why would they ban people? That's weird. They don't support it or something like that? Really? Really? Let me say. Bungie not supporting Steam Deck. There's not an A in deck. Destiny 2 will not be supported on Valve's popular new handheld device, the Steam Deck. In the latest this week at Bungie explains why. To start, Bungie describes one of its biggest priorities regarding the development of Destiny 2. Bungie said that its goal is to maintain a secure environment. Oh, get bent, Bungie. Get bent. We're going to maintain a secure environment. It's like, you just cut out money right there. Bungie, you bunch of dumbass. Oh, Bungie will ban Destiny 2 players trying to bypass the Steam. Get bent, Bungie. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. 14's about to go down for maintenance. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know. Gosh, get bent, Bungie. Holy shit, dude. Get bent. Get freaking bent. Holy crap. Bungie's so stupid. Bungie's so freaking stupid. All right. Yeah. So, I would like to do some Elden Ring before we go for the night. So I'm going to BRB for about 5 minutes. And when I come back, Elden Ring, baby. Back in 5. All right, thank you for waiting, guys and girls. Oh, like I said, man, that was just so much fun earlier. I really just absolutely enjoyed that. I really just absolutely enjoyed that. I really did, you know? I think I could absolutely do this on a weekly basis. I really could. And I'm glad y'all enjoyed it as well. All right, shall we get lost in the world of Elden Ring again? Shall we get lost? I think so. I think so. Oh, yes, I do. Yes. Make sure y'all can hear everything okay. Let me know if things get too loud. Welcome to Elden Ring. Welcome to die. Yes. We were finally going through Stormvale, that's right. With this character anyway. There we go. Alright, let's do this. No. Ow. Ow. Oh, dear. Let's try that again. Okay. Ow. Sir. I love that little... Y'all, I'm being terrible. There we go. Okay. Shake off that rust. How's the OP build treating you? Oh, it's so fun. I went to some of the higher level areas earlier, or a while back, and oh my god. So, you know, obviously with higher level areas, there's still definitely some challenge there, which is perfectly fine. But, nope. Always beware the barrels. Nope. Always beware the barrels. That was the podcast segment. I missed it. Actually, you didn't, Super Willem. The glorious thing about YouTube is you can rewind. You can click on the bar right there, and you can rewind and watch it right now. Yeah, YouTube has rewind function. Hello, though. Good evening. It'd be boring if you could raffle stomp the game. Exactly. Not today, Satan. Okay, today, Satan. Leap and die. Oh, there we go. Nice. So they catch the loud shenanigans and talk. I mean, that's fine, you know. But again, the option is always there. The option is always there. You can always rewind. Besides, it's a podcast, so it's mostly me discussing things and not so much, you know, back and forthing with chat and all that. So, you know, that's kind of how the podcast thing goes and whatnot. Pokemon Legends Arceus, as I'm watching at the same time, surprisingly calming. Oh, good. Probably just wasted that. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, you know what? I should go kill that last enemy down there, and maybe it'll give me my flask back. Hold on. Yep. I bet if I go kill him, I can get my last flask back. Hey, sir. I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and die. Is there another one? Huh. Usually clearing out enemies gives you your shit back. I guess not that time. That's okay. That's okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, right, there's a dude here. Waiting behind on streams. Did I go back? Oh no, I switched versions. I was doing it on PS5, but then I found out all my friends are doing it on PC. So, hey Platypus, what's going on, dude? Ain't seen you in a hot minute. How you doing? It's our old friend Free Platypus. How you doing, homie? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I swapped platforms and did and made this really awesome OP build that Yimfa showed that you could do. And so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna try this. So no, you're not behind. I started over. This always happens to me with Souls games though. I make one and then I kind of start over and then go back and try that build again that I was going for. Like I'm gonna go at some point and start an alt and make a what's the word I'm looking for? Bleed. Erased. Never catch your streams in a hot minute. Well, I'm back on YouTube now, man. How's Elden Ring? Love it. My problem. Just actually progressing the game. That's my problem. I want to go explore too much. But that's the fun. Then you can find cool ass shit like this. KB is easily distracted by shiny things. Absolutely. And if you're not if you're playing a game like this and you're not distracted by shiny things, are you even really playing the game? Are you even really? Excuse me, Sir Dingus. Thank you. How the fuck did you get that, and how do I get it? Oh, the Sword of Night and Flame? Bruh. Do me a favor. Look up Yimfa's guide on how to be OP early. YMFAH. Look up his guide on how to break Elden Ring early, and it will show you in that guide on how to get it. It's amazing, dude. Can I make this jump? That'd be great if I could. Yes. You know what? There we go. Progress. Oh, hello. No, once again, I want your laser beam sword. Brick hammer. I got a brick. I didn't get this the first time through. Hold up. Cool. Hey, strength builds. Dude. Okay, it takes 31 strength. You can get that easy. B scaling on strength. Oh my gosh. Unga bunga. Yeah, unga bunga. Running an Astral Edge with whip. I love that from what I've been seeing, they have made whips very viable in this game, which in past Souls games, they were kind of eh. I've noticed they made whips very viable in Elden Ring. In fact, that's kind of the general consensus. All the weapons feel viable, and I love it. Or at least all the weapon styles. Like, it doesn't really feel like there's a shit weapon, you know? Especially the fact that we now have, you know, the weapon art, or not the weapon arts, the ashes that you can use and whatnot to enhance the weapons. I love that you can use that and you can choose whether to have it infuse on the stats or not. Or you can just do a really cool-ass weapon art, you know? Because even then, with Dark Souls 3, it kind of felt like a lot of the weapon arts were very trivial. I need that for the rock enemies. Mm-hmm. Here's a trick. Jumping onto something close by, you could break it. Jump away far enough, and you can land on it. Just a trick. Whip deals with trash mobs so well and stuns a lot more. I've noticed that, yeah. Again, you love to see it. You love to see it. I'm telling you, this is their new magnum opus, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It was Bloodborne, but I'm telling you it's this. I'm telling you, dude. Hook blades are really good for decks. Mm-hmm. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da! Zap! That's just too fun. That's just too fun, man. God, that's so satisfying. For my PC crashing debacle, I was running a Dexterity Sorcerer hybrid. Fast weapons, range trickery. Yep. It's completely viable. Completely viable. Leap! There we go. Almost didn't see that hole. Almost didn't see that hole. Almost. Ooh, that would have been a bad day. Yeah. Whoa, almost did it again. Just get the sword staff spell in 24. 24, and I wrecked the horse knights in them grave. Oh yeah, yeah. My sword just destroyed the tree sentinel. I mean, just destroyed him. This might not even be enough to get a level right now. Because I'm level 39 right now. Because I'm level 39 right now, baby. You can't get nothing with that either. Storm wall. Oh yeah, I forgot I got one of the war talons from one of the birds. Good little dex weapon, possible quality weapon. Withered straight sword. Good straight sword. The great sword there, twin blade. So glad they brought back twin blade. I'm so glad they brought back twin blade. Like, for real. Oh yeah, I forgot this says. Yeah. Spider sword, not a single spell to use. Honestly, dude, if you're trying to look around for the spells, like, man, don't be afraid to, like, go to the guide sites and stuff like that and look up where to get some of them. Like, don't be ashamed to do that. Like, I've done that for a couple of things I really wanted to find. And I feel not one inkling of shame from it. I don't feel any kind of shame from it. Hi, buddy. Bye, buddy. Hey, buddy. You know what? I think I need to go around. There's no way. No way. Never mind. Idea. Never mind. I thought I could jump far away enough. Dang it. I thought I had a clever idea. I thought I had a clever idea. Hey! Bye! Never mind. Huh, so I could have just walked around. I could have just walked the hell around. Where'd that dude go? Did he leave? Did that dude just... Oh, he's right there. Never mind. Dude! Ow. Whoa, they're everywhere. Dang it. Whoa. Ow! There we go. Also, as a sorcerer, summoning is your friend. You right about that? I didn't know you could do that. Huh. Neat. Wait. Hold up. Did we just find a shortcut? Ooh. 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 Cool. I didn't find that last time. Ooh, wait a minute. That one's tougher. That one's tougher. Also, I picked a very bad time to refill my FP. I picked a very, very bad time to refill my FP. That was a very, very bad time. I want to go back and do that again. Hold up. I was on to something there. I'm going to go back and find that again. Whoa, get shot at. Oh. Holy shit. Free platypus. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's very kind of you, dude. Thank you. I don't know why it took it a minute. But, dude, thank you so much.
I did the thing __ shrimp.
I did the thing _ shrimp. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, dude. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to be back on here. It's good to be back on here. Humba-dinga boom. Love my streams, man. Hey, it's good to be back. It's good to be back on here, man. Zap! That missed. Just making sure. Dozing cross. I got an emote. Dude, cool. Cool, man. What's the question that keeps getting asked about Elden Ring? The same one everybody keeps asking. Dude, how freaking big is this game? I say that every time I find something new. I'm like, how freaking big is this game? What the hell? Like, I'm going like way out of my way now. Like, I didn't even know any of this was here last time. I knew some areas had this kind of exploration. I didn't think it would be this early in with this place. Like, holy crap. Like, I have no clue where I'm going. I'm just, like, finding another route. It's I love it. First off, stealth. Seek lover. Hold up. Let me make sure this won't kill me. Nope. Whee! Cool. Can I double kill? Double kill. This route is the easiest, best route to go through the castle. Oh, nice. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hi, guys. No. I hate the other way because of the birds. Oh, dude, the birds the other way is a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. But even then, it makes you go, good lord, how big is Stormvale Castle? Like, it's freaking huge, dude. It is, like, this place is freaking huge. And it's like your first major dungeon. And, like, I love them for it, you know? Like, I love them for just, like, it's like, you know, the first time through, you're not going to get everything if you're just going in blind, too. Uh-oh! So look, I'm behind all these guys now. Hold on. There's a tip. The Reduvia. Oh, I had it on. I got the Reduvia on my first build, which was a bleed when I was playing on PS5. Yeah, I got the Reduvia on that one. Yeah, the Reduvia is nice. Yeah, I'm probably gonna redo my build bleed that I was doing on PS5 on here. But Rocky, what you growling at? That the red dagger? Yeah. It's good. The Reduvia is so good, Batsy. Yes. It's so good. Now, if I get that giant, if I piss off that giant, could he break open that thing? Sir, I need you to break this shit. No, I need you to break this shit. Sir, 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 I need you to break this shit. Sir. 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 Can you please? Sir, can you please? Would you please stop being a dingus? No. Sir, can you please? Sir. 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 Oh! Caught me right in the back. Hold on. Just wanna... Is there a reason he's not breaking it? Hold on. I'll respawn him again in just a minute. Oh, the giant. Oh, big boy. Big boy. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Big boy. I thought it was that guy. Get the big boy. Get the really big boy. I gotta get the really big boy. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Very glad equipment durability is not a thing in this game. Yeah. Yeah. I don't miss it. Well, that just completely missed. Okay, then. Yeah, you're big, you're just not big. Thank God I'm, like, right there. Thank God I'm, like, right there, right? Even so, I'm going to go down here and... Uh-oh. Somehow he missed me. Wow. Somehow he missed me. Somehow that missed him. There we go. Had to play some Legend of Zelda style there a little bit. There we go. Jump attack! Evil eagles here, really. Jump attack. I love the jump attack. Like the aesthetic from software, but I just don't have a good reflex. And you watch other people play, it always feels a little lonely if you're fighting alone against the entire world. Other than just you, hey, you know, I mean, there's the summons. You know, like there's the NPC summons you can do and stuff like that, man. There's always options. Plus, I mean, dude, it's all a matter of training yourself. It's all a matter of adapting to the game. Like literally, it's all a matter of adapting to the game. Sir, hi. Could you step this way, please? I need you to bust some shit open for me. Yeah, I know. Come on. Let's take a walk. Come on. Come on. Take a walk with me. Woo! Take a walk with me. Take a walk with me. Take a walk with me. Hi, Anders. Thanks a lot, man. Now, if you could just break this shit right here. Sir? Ow! Bitch! If you could just, like, break this shit right here for me, that'd be great. Appreciate it. Now, do me a favor. I missed. Ow. There we go. I have did it. I have defeated the evil one. I did it. People, you are free from the evil one. I did it. No way. Ain't no way. Well, it hurt me, but it won't. Hey, I didn't even know this was down here. Bro, we're just finding all kinds of shit. Love it. Exploration that actually rewards you. Love it. Hi, fellas. How we doing today? Hi. Nice. Love it. Exploration that actually rewards you. Love it. Yes, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Rancor call? Yo, what? Yo, what is that? Ooh. Summon vengeful spirits that chase down foes. Oh, it's a sorcery. I can use this. Dude. Cool, man. Monster ahead. Try incantation, but by the way, likely lightning. There's gonna be something. There's gonna be something. There's gonna be something terrible down here, isn't there? You know what I'm gonna do? Test. See if there's anybody down here. I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, I bet there's something awful down here. Oh, I bet there is. Oh, I bet there is, man. Lester, how you doing, man? Yeah, I didn't think there'd be anybody down here. All right. Obvious boss fight incoming? Maybe. There's items all over the place, but hey, let's try it. There's a lot of bones. Whoa! Yikes. Whoa. I want to kill it. I want to kill it. I want to kill it. I'm going to go kill it. I'm going to go kill it. Ooh. Let's try this out. Let's see what it looks like. Oh! Okay, it didn't do a lot to him. Well, he killed his own dog. Huh. Well, where am I stuff now? It's okay. Like, I know, I just lost about 7,000 souls. It's fine. I ain't sweating it. I wonder what the trick is with this one. I wonder what the trick is with this particular sorcery. I wonder. Let's see, guys. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? What's up, dude? How you doing? Summons vengeful spirits, charging enhances potency. Oh. Still didn't do a lot to him. This isn't hitting very hard, I noticed. Huh. Whatever. It's not hitting very hard. I wonder if there's a trick to this. I wonder if there's a trick to this, kind of like with hexes and stuff like that back in the day. Those complaining that it's supposed to probably need to invest more intelligence and face and use Prince of Death's staff versus the same mob. I've done 666 damage with Pebblestone versus 100 with high investment in bow. Oh, this needs a lot. This needs a lot of intellect and faith. At low level, this doesn't do a lot. Projectiles are slow, but they have a longer range. The ability to stagger, okay, and most enemies that can be staggered are helpless. Because the projectiles are slow, you can get multiple cast off from a distance before the enemy will react, and they are staggered by the time you get more cast. Similar to Affinity Pursuers from Dark Souls 1. Makes sense. 4 damage, the stronger version of the spell does 30% more damage. Another weakness of the spell line is that the projectiles may crash into walls because they spread out from the staff when shot. This might be a spell that is better for mid to late game when people have more stats. Okay. So, like, mid to late game, this makes more sense. It's cool that I found it, though. I'm not even mad. Like, and this is a sorcery that actually scales with faith. So, interesting. So basically, like dark sorceries from dark sorceries from Dark Souls 3. Interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely hang on to that one for later once I get higher level. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and I want to kill that thing. But first, I'm on. All right, now I know I don't have a password on. Nope, I don't. I'm not gonna lie, you play Final Fantasy 1 and 2 EPs, but one liked one, hated two. Yeah. That feeling when you can't decide what to buy for your birthday. All the Pixel remaster games on Steam are a big fat stack of Fantasia. Well, I don't know what to tell you there. I can't believe how Awesome Revolution was. Awesome Revolution was pretty good. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Revolution was pretty dang good. Not gonna lie. They did a good job. Go back down here. Ow. I forgot I can jump. It's not Dark Souls 3. I don't have to roll down. I can jump now. Yeah, especially when Punk brought out his Ring of Honor theme. Yeah. Oh, dude, and really William Regal showing up. Yeah, it was a good night. It was a good show. A little slow at sometimes, and Gosh, it was a stacked card, but other than that, I didn't have any complaints. Oh, hi. Bitch. Yeah, WWE was dumb to let Regal go. They were so dumb to let Regal go. That is a man that has just a wealth of knowledge to give to the younger generation. They were stupid to let Regal go. They were so stupid to let William Regal go. All the good that man did, like, they were so stupid to cut him. All right, let's try that again. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There you are. Oh, I almost got him, almost got him, almost got him. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Is that common azure? It is not. It is a sword art of this weapon right here, the Sword of Night and Flame. It's a sword art, and I love it. There's a big face down here. Monstrosity ahead. Oh, lovely. Prince of Death's Pustule? What? Raises vitality. A fetid. Ooh. Raises vitality, which is your resistance to the effects of this raises your resistance to instant death. Interesting. It is said that the pustule came from the vestige of the Prince of Death, he who used to be called Godwin. As first dead of the demigods, it said he's buried underneath the capital at the Erdtree's roots. Oof. This must be him. What is this eldritch looking thing, man? This eldritch looking thing. Holy shit, dude. So cool, man. So freaking cool, man. World's longest ladder. Good lord. Oh. I don't think I went here last time. Sir? So I just realized people are complaining about how Jack looked extremely generic, but he may be generic from other games that are extremely unique if you look at every other final. Oh, you mean coming up in yeah, Strangers of Paradise? Yeah. I think he's fine. I make fun of him because really the thing I make fun of the most with Jack that I poke fun of him about is just his attire. Like that normal attire he has. I'm like, what is that Gap JC Penney outfit you got on, bro? Holy shit. What is that? Like, that's the only thing I'm like, what the? That I'm just like, what the hell are you wearing? Ooh, it's a dagger. Dagger favored by military physicians in white. The pointed blade is sharp and hard, making criticals. Ooh, 140 crit? Yo, holy crit. Yeah, this is a riposte dagger right here. You parry, swap over to it. Medicine is mercy, and mercy upon the battlefield is ruthless. Beware the killer's claws, as men is compassion. Cool, man. Cliff ahead. Hi. Hi, Cliff. Looks like I caught him when he was doing push-ups. Back there, luck 100. Yeah. Twinkling Titanite. And then there's this guy. Chaos Dagger 2.0. Maybe. Careful, careful, careful. Shoot him through the door. Thank you, coming. Cool. Also, chaos things to me are more annoying than funny. Like, we get it in the first trailer was bad. Oh, buddy, it's just gonna get worse the closer it gets to the game. You know what? You know what I say about memes? Lean into them. The sooner you lean into a meme, the happier one can be. Just lean into it. Besides, if it's a meme on a video game, don't take it personal. Even if it's something you like. If something you like is getting memed, dude, lean into it. You know why? Because that means that people like it. Sometimes. But even then, don't take it personal. Yes, embrace the meme. Embrace the meme. They left behind by previous players. Mm-hmm. Dude, she looks scary. Look at all that blood on her face. size to me actually helps advertise the game. True enough. True enough. Like, memes themselves can be advertisement. I mean, Square Enix is leaning hard into the whole chaos meme. You know, and you know what's going to happen because of that? More people are going to want to check out the game. More people that check out the game, more they're going to want to do stuff like this. And that's a good thing. Because I have wanted for years for them to try a Final Fantasy Dark Souls style game. I have wanted them to try this for years. And I'm so glad they're finally doing it. For the motherland! Wait a minute. I didn't know this was here. Oop, 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 oop. Almost fell. Almost fell there. I didn't know this was over here. Gamer Drill, how you doing, man? How you doing? How long have I been playing Elden Ring? Since launch, and that's my problem. I spent all this time going out and exploring. I haven't really progressed the game just because exploring is just too much fun. That's my problem. I'm like, it's a wonderful game. Cannot progress game. Exploring too much fun. Hi, buddy. Bye, buddy. Alright. Yay! Pickled turtleneck! How many playtime? Well, I was playing it on PS5, and then I found out my friends are all on PC, so I got the PC version on discount. So, playtime hours. Stop counting. On this one, I'm about 5.5 hours in on this one. So, just on PC anyway. You know, not counting PS5. I stopped counting. I stopped counting. I wouldn't say it's Final Fantasy Dark Souls because it doesn't have that personal opinion. Personal opinion, stupid stamina bar. But you also have thought about diving into Dragon Quest. Personally, highly recommend. Well, here's why I would say it's Dark Souls. Here's why. Because it has the Souls aesthetic of, one, you kill enemies for currency to level yourself up. Two, when you sit at a bonfire, it resets all the enemy placements. Therefore, it does share that Dark Souls, you know, respawning enemy aesthetic as well. Three, if you die and get back to where you were, you can reclaim what you lost. So I still would call it a Final Fantasy Souls-like. You know, stamina bar or no, stamina bar or no stamina bar, I would still refer to it as a Final Fantasy Souls-like. Which is not, you know, I mean, that's not an insult, that's a compliment. I mean, Souls-like, I mean, Dark Souls and Demon Souls practically created a genre out of their games. Which, and there's been plenty of games that are Souls-like that have gone over extremely well. So I wouldn't even consider that, you know, degrading to the franchise or not. If anything, it's a compliment. And quite frankly, it's an untapped area with the Final Fantasy franchise that they are finally looking into, and I think it's a wonderful thing, you know? Stop. Stop. Nice. Nice. I laugh at the GTA 3 memes when people mention them. Oh. This way. You're 48 hours in. Nice. Nice. turned around. Thousand God of War TV series. Wait, they're doing that? That's okay, cool. Hope it goes over well. That's pretty cool. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cheat. Amazon wants it. Oh, okay. Neat. Cool, cool, cool. Hope it goes over well. Is that enough? Who's making this God of War series, I wonder? I'm not sure. Oh, I'm a little short. Hang on. I can fix that. Excuse me, sir. I'm here to talk about your car's extended warranty. Ha! Whoops. Ha! There we go. There we go. I mean, it's like Soul likes bad. Oh, I didn't say you did. It's over difficult. Like I have a bit of a temper if I don't get mad and end up breaking my teeth. Well, don't do that. Here's my advice for that. Just don't do that. Just don't do that. Just be a grown ass man and don't do that. That's how you don't lose your temper and don't break your TV. Just don't do it. I'm sorry. I'm 36 years old. I've never broken my shit, no matter how mad I got. I've never broken my shit, and I don't plan on doing it. You know why? Because I like not breaking shit. You piss games, yeah, just don't break your shit, man. Besides, it's not the game's fault. The game shouldn't, adapt to the game, dude. It's part of it. Besides, it has Souls-like aesthetics to it, so I mean, that cannot be denied. It cannot be denied, Batsy. Huh? Ow! Oh, hi. Well, okay. Oh God! No, no pecs, no pecs, no pecs. There we go. Sir. Knock it off. There we go. Hey, buddy. Bye, buddy. Bye. Bye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Boss room. I'm mad. I'm mad. Yeah. Sneaking up on the special little bug thing. Going to kill the special. Hey, no. Oh, pots. Dead pots. Swing and death. Mate, they were chilling. Yeah. Anyway. Why? I wanted the loot, man. I wanted the loot. Come on, man. I mean, you saw they were talking shit about me. You heard them. You heard them. They were talking shit about me. Like, come on, man. Now, here's the question. Okay. Would help if I actually turned on the summoning function here. Duh. I'm just, hold on. Nope. Damn it. I was just saying, I was like, does this? That would have been cool if it did. Go to the wooden stairs, up to the side of the wall near the corridor near the boss. Go to the wooden stairs? Wait, you said go to the wooden stairs, jump to the side of the wall near the corridor near the boss? Bear in mind the chat is a little delayed, so bear that in mind. Ah, my nose itches. Oh. I'll go back in a minute. I'll go back in a minute. Go to the wooden platform and jump on the thing. Hmm? What wooden platform? Oh. 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 Nice. Always come in handy. What's up here? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Oh dear. Oh, they're throwing rocks at me. Oh, that's not very nice. Why are jump attacks just so fun in this game? Hello. That's a big ass shield. Why are jump attacks just so fun in this game? Sir? Sir. Rude. 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 Yo, what the? Bro, how deep are we going here? Damn. Your brother hated Elden Ring, but now he wants something to play. He wants to borrow my copy. Ah! Lol. Where the heck are we? Ooh, Golden Rune 5. Nice. Oh, this is the other side of the place I couldn't get to earlier. Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me shut my door real quick. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. You know what? Heck, might as well go ahead and reset everything. Still want to explore here? Dude, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm gonna hold on to my runes real quick. Dude, I love it. I freaking love it. And the first time I went through Stormveil on my PS5, dude, I didn't know any of this was here. I didn't know any of this was here. A little bit of frame stagger there. They need to patch up their PC version. I see you. Ooh, okay. Big ass bats. Big ass bats. Just big ass bats. There's a big enemy that's worth a golden seed. Are you talking about the worm that's down at the bottom? Yeah, I killed him. I killed him earlier. Or the big tree dragon weird ass thing. Yeah, I killed him earlier. Beware of bird. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did all this down here. Yeah, I already did all this down here. I did this earlier. Because I hopped down from... I learned from up there where the bonfire is, you could actually hop down. You'll take a little bit of fall damage, but you can actually survive that fall. But yeah, I've already explored all of that down there. Got some good shit for it, too. That's so cool, dude. That is so cool. Every 14 servers are down for maintenance. Yep, it sure is. Yep. All right. They still need to do some patching on the PC version just because, whoo, there's some stuff that's still kind of jank. There's still some stuff that's kind of jank. Can I beat Godring in one try? Because I did. Well, with this current build I'm doing, let's find out. Uh-oh. Ah! Get wrecked. Ah! Get wrecked. Love it. Congratulations. You tried. All right, Mr. Godric. Let's see how we do. Uh-oh. Oh, because I'm co-op and he's probably got more HP. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, I jumped right into that like a dumbass. I jumped right into that right like a dumbass. Oh. Back up, back up, back up. That's a big ol' AoE. right. All right, then. I got it. I've beaten him before. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got him. I've got him. All right. 1v1 now. 1v1 now. All right, let's go. Let's have some fun, Godric. Let's go, buddy. As I jump right into it. Like a dumbass. That's what I thought. Woo! There it is. Oh, that can hit. Okay. Get cocky, don't get cocky. Bye-bye. Pow! Yeah, I co-opted. I made his HP higher. I made him stronger when I co-opted. Yep. I just wanted to co-op for some fun. The grafting got shafted. Ah, yep, you know that. The grafting got shafted. Love it. Love it. The grafting got shafted. When I was a guy with a glitch out where we skipped his second phase, but the host died. Ooh. Ooh. Feels bad, man. Ooh. Oof. Feels bad. I haven't encountered too many. I haven't really encountered that many glitches. I get some frame stuttering like that here and there, and honestly, they could patch that out. But honestly, they need to. They really need to patch that. Got a grape. Saboros Molnair, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Have I been to Khalid? Let me show you how far I've been. Technically, already been out here. Here's how far I've been. Yeah, I've kind of been all over the damn place for a while, because I did a lot of out of the way stuff and just exploring around and finding stuff and all that. Yeah. Yeah. I've kind of been all over the place. In fact, I've technically already been out here. I just skipped past. I skipped past the castle the first time through because I really wanted to find something. Okay. Here's what I want an answer to. Here's what I want an answer to. Let's get to obtainers a reward. Members of the graphic can be sold or consumed for 20,000 runes or handed into any in the round table to unlock its power. If the second alternative, and some secret dankness. If the second alternative is shown, remember the goods will supply the prey with the axe of Godric or the grafted dragon. See, remember its weapons or details. That's what I thought. Yep, boss weapon. Boss weapon. That's right. How do you get to the rest of the map without beating Godric? There's a shortcut. Ow, shit, my finger. Ow. there's a shortcut right here. If you go from right here, from Stormgate, the gate front, go up this path at the Stormhill Shack, go under the archway right here, and there's a hidden pathway you can take through here. That'll take you around the castle. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's really cool. All right. All right, guys and girls. Well, it is din time for me, and I gotta go feed the rocker boy. So this was a good stream today, and I really had fun doing the podcast, and I'm so glad of the turnout that happened. So I will be back. I will be back tomorrow, closer to the midday, just because I'm really feeling that gap of time and whatnot. Closer to the early afternoon, and it will be after I have a video up. I am going to upload, of course, I'll leave this up for everybody to go back and watch. I am going to upload the individual segments of the podcast as we go through the week. And I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it. And I very much enjoyed doing it. I very, very much did enjoy doing that. And, man, Con was right. Con told me to do this a long time ago. I had a lot of fun doing it, though. I had a lot of fun doing this. And, before I go, I want to throw out some thank yous to all you wonderful people for jumping in and supporting me here and whatnot. First of all, thank you, Ansem Seeker of Dankness, and Zbalks for the subs. Thank you, Fanatic, for becoming a member again. Free Platypus for the 50. Anders for becoming a member. And Gavin, Gabriel, Beatis, Leroy, all for the subs. Thank you. One Arm, Metal Wolf, and May for becoming Super Shui members and whatnot. And again, thank y'all for joining me. It's good to be back on YouTube again. And I will be back tomorrow. So thanks for joining me. Y'all have a good night. New videos tomorrow. See you later. Have a Shui night and a Shui Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. I don't know why that Twitch logo is there. I'll take it off later. Have a good night.